druid of sorts, assisted in sealing this cavern, now shattered onto the ground. The remnants of what seems like to be the current guards who were placed there lie there still. There is a chilling sense, perhaps because caverns themselves are natural to most living creatures out here that prefer the day. Perhaps it's because for the time that you've been in the Force, you've been told of how forbidden this cavern is, and that the information or the things that lie within should not be seen to the regular eye or heard by the regular ears, or it could be a danger sense naturally given to you as a mortal being. Stay away. Within those moments, the guardmaster walks out. Ah, a tall, orcish man, large in his figure, wearing a half breastplate. Well, I'm glad to see that at the very least they sent a healthy amount of forces for here.
I Talia.
Talia is looking away like, yes, I'm not here. Nope. Rocking on her heels. Don't look at me.
That's awkwardly in front of like, yep, we're hey, we made a hey, we're I'd say we're a pretty capable bunch, huh?
Would hope so. My name is Eardrock.
Your
I
drop?
am Eardrock, yes. I'm the guards master for this town and currently in charge of security of the cavern. Unfortunately, most of our forces were meant to guard the entryway of the cavern. Uh, Whatever made its way in made sure everything within its way was dealt with. That being said, I know at least that it is intelligent, so perhaps some sort of treasure hunters. There was coherent thoughts. It was done at night and sneakily. We weren't alerted until the door itself was smashed. Thick stone, about 5 feet in width. Not easily so, but perhaps they had some sort of device or explosives to open the entryway. This is a heavy task, but I'm sure Inlia sent you because you're capable of such a task. So there shouldn't be any much worry. That being said, as you get sent inside, we will be on our way behind you, though we will not fully enter with you. We must make sure the entryway is still guarded. My forces are dwindled.
Talia quickly raises her hand.
Yes,
How many people were killed?
we didn't have many guards here to say, but we had about 20 unfortunate, more like militia, and we'd lost about 15 of us.
Hmm.
That being said, seeing the location and what seems to have occurred, my speculation is some explosives or perhaps magics were involved. And with the element of surprise, I would believe a lot of my forces were taken out unknowingly.
Do you do you know how large the cave is? Like, you're saying that you think that somebody broke in and ended up finding their way in. Is there a history or a map or any idea of what's actually previously been in that cave at all?
I'm sorry, but we are not allowed to know what's inside the cave, neither the way it's mapped. But I've been told that it is pretty straightforward, the entryway, with just a few different turns leading to other locations. No, unfortunately. And I did not want to take the risk of entering now, um, before we had gotten any of you over here.
Of course. I mean, I wouldn't have expected you to. If you don't know where you're going, it's not exactly the easiest of environments. It's easy to get lost.
That being said, for the amount of time it's been sealed, I don't presume any wildlife is in there, much of less any smaller perhaps, but nothing larger of the sorts. My recommendation is to perhaps investigate the entryway, um, and to get a grounds of who or how many individuals perhaps were involved in the situation. That's all I can give you. Except for this, and he hands each of you a singular potion, a medium potion.
What?
Just in case. But if it's just a couple of treasure hunters that just got the upper hand on the guards, I wouldn't think you would have much trouble, especially with them not knowing that we're sending you individuals a little more trained than we are.
I mean, in my experience, I would say it's probably a little bit more than a random cash grab from some unknown treasure hunters. Though, obviously, that's just a guess.
Perhaps. Ever since the incident a couple of years ago, things have been pretty strange within the lands. The rifts, the openings, the uneasiness of the ether itself. That and the whole fact of the warp and what it's been doing. Its introduction to most of the realm's knowledge. But I only say this in hopes, though of course, expect a couple of thieves, prepare for a dragon. Would always prepare for the worst, but expect perhaps it's not really that bad. Well, it's 15 men bad, but casualties.
You're making it sound so much more delightful.
Right. Perhaps no more Prater speaking. I should have one of my guards lead you to the entryway. And from that point on, it is all up to you guys. You are more trained than we are for this situation. Good luck, and I would hope to see all of you out here within the day, hopefully. And he gives a short bow. Thank you for your assistance, of course.
No problem, buddy. And then steps, does like a little, like, one finger little salute, and just starts walking in. Jolly as ever.
The guard who would called you guys from within the entry of the town begins to lead you towards the cavern. With this, you got a few minutes to speak amongst yourself if you want to. Now we can head forward straight to the entryway of the cavern.
This is stupid, right? It's not just me thinking this.
Talia,
Well,
15 people died, and they're like, oh, let's just send in 5 people, and you guys can save us. Woo! If they're saying it's robbers, okay, fine. But if it's a dragon, they want just 5 people, and they're not even follow us in all the way. That's a death wish.
to be
Talia,
I mean, to be fair, the average soldier around these parts aren't as well trained, compared to what we've been through, barring particular individuals. But
And to be fair, one of our soldiers wasn't supposed to be a child, sweetheart.
Well, they were actually supposed to only send 4 of you, and now there's 5, so better odds. Right? At least I can cast magic.
Okay, now that's just rude.
Talia, darling, we're not trying to make it seem like you're not a wonderful asset. And like as she says that, Wesley sort of like nudges to be like your lying voice. You're not very good at lying, which is something you've seen him do a bunch. Whenever Talia says something that's definitely not true, Wesley's like, "You're being really crap at that." It's not that we're saying that you're not a completely amazing asset. It's just you are a little young, and I'm just a little worried that you're maybe throwing in your lot a little too quickly with death.
I understand that because I hear it every day. Don't take your sword out. Don't stab yourself. Don't do this. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I did sneak on us. But even then, 5 people versus a dragon, if that is a dragon or even some other monster. I get they're low on people, but still, it's a motherfucking dragon.
Right, Liz?
Mother fudging dragon.
Thank you. Get a little head pat.
I just got a head pat with Emily. Thank you.
Yeah.
IRL D&D, folks.
amazing. The benefits of in person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it is unlikely to actually end up being a dragon. That is just. If it is, we'll. If it is a dragon, we will likely be. Either way, we should take the necessarily requirements of relevant recon instead of running gun ho. So if it is a dragon, we can retreat and actually prepare for a dragon. If it's a group of if it's really the main thing that'll save our butts would be proper recon on figuring out what is up, opposed to just running in gun ho.
If we are kind of in and around the cave area, as the mention of dragons comes up, because of my being a Drake Warden, my favorite enemy is dragons, because of other things is also a thing. Can I just see if like the cave, like the cave mouth or like the floor or any of that is sort of reminiscent of something that you would find a dragon hiding in or roosting in or whatever dragons do.
Okay. Well, let's say you reach the cave entrance now, and sure. So I'll give you a general imagery of how the cave entrance looks currently, and then you can do an investigation check if you want to, specifying on whether or not there have been traits left that would relate to a dragon. Um, the cave entrance, you see the giant, almost circular door, kind of what you would expect in something akin to like Indiana Jones or some shit, some like circular
Nice.
enclosure made of stone, um, broken into pieces, leading into the cavern. As said before, some of the guardmen were left where they were as the situation was told to them from Inlia themselves to not approach. Um, so there are dead people around, and they're tossed around aggressively. They're the ones in front of the entryway that seem to have taken heavy physical damage to them, not not akin to burning, but more discoloration to their skin. And a bunch of them just tossed into trees here and there. One of them splattered onto the wall. It is a gruesome sight. But go ahead. Abby, make a investigation roll, focusing on whether or not this cavern has traits.
Can I make a case for rolling survival? Because if I'm trying to track my favorite enemy, I can use survival to do it.
You can,
Yay. Because I get advantage on my favorite enemies.
of course.
Okay. Dice don't fail me now, boy. Hey, it's not too bad. Natural 16 plus 8 is 24. I suck at math.
24. All right. Well, you're looking for the implications that this can be some sort of dragon lair of sorts or some sort of evidence left behind. And you don't really get much. There doesn't seem to be any sorts of implications that this was a lair made for a dragon or a dragon had roosted here or there's evidence of that. But you do get some things that kind of seem dragon-like in the manner it was done. The bodies, the way that they were dealt with. In some cases, you see weapon wounds, and you can tell the difference between a puncture of a dragon's tooth or that of a blade. These are weapon wounds. But then on the other hand, the discolored individuals is something that you've seen before, akin to suffocating through poisonous gases,
Oh no.
which is familiar because some dragons deal with poisonous gases. And it is akin to that kind of sorts. And then over here, you see individuals splattered onto the wall through brute force, but from their puncture or from their bludgeon wounds, they're much more smaller in form, almost that of a human fist.
Oh.
Steph, what did you do? Out of character.
So kind of overall it seems there are instances that sort of make it look dragon-like, but there's more things that are sort of outweighing that. Is that
Yes.
correct?
The things that seem dragon-like are definitely very dragon-like.
Mhm.
But then
But
the
there's-
weird part about it is that it's mixed in with this other stuff that does not seem dragon-like.
Yeah, and dragons don't tend to hang out with anyone but themselves. Okay. She sort of finishes. She's kind of messing with the one that's like splattered against a wall, and she kind of takes her hand away and like kind of rubs the blood off her fingers, kind of on her trouser legs. Well, I mean, Talia, you weren't completely incorrect. It's dragon-like, but not entirely. It sort of leads me to believe that it's less, a giant, massive winged, leafy dragon, and more maybe a cousin thereof.
Wyvern?
And well, I feel like it might be a little more forceful. Dragons tend to, or cousins thereof, tend to be a bit more fire breathing and eating. This gentleman in particular seems more that he's been bludgeoned to death, which is not exactly dragon-like. And that guy is, and she points to the one that's like discolored. That's definitely a bit of, kind of akin to poison asphyxiation, where you sort of can't breathe anymore until you decide that you have to, and then you die. So there's a lot of ways that seemingly people are going to possibly die, but at the very least, I think it sort of rules out the idea that a random band of treasure hunters attacked them. It seems a lot more deadly.
That's promising.
Yeah, always. I'm nothing if not helpful.
This is gonna be fun.
So, likely to be dealing with poison. Great.
Yes, at least in some. It doesn't seem to be the most prevalent thing. There's only a couple of them, but I guess learn to hold our breath. How long can you hold your breath for? What's your constitution score? That's about holding your breath, right?
Yeah.
You can hold their breath for longer. 3, 2, 1, go.
Sorry to interrupt a little bit. But I can't seem to get my character into the game.
Like onto the board?
No. Like I made it in the Roll20 characters because you can just like move your character over, and I can't do that.
Yeah, that always messes me up.
It's saying that it's blocked by when I do that add to game, it says it's your GM has creation, move, or duplicate permissions turned off for this game.
Let me see. How would I change that?
It's a great question because I know it was on before because I moved somebody over before doing it.
Yeah, I don't know why it's telling you that because everyone else was able to.
That's classic magic. Roll20 just being kooky like that. Just being itself.
Real funny, doesn't it?
Would you know how to change that, Emily?
No.
Let's have a look at a little Google. What's it saying that the DMs?
It says your GM has creation, move, or duplicate permissions turned off for this game. Contact your GM for more details.
Classic.
Well.
Character perm lock.
Hold on.
How to fix?
I'm trying to see if I can open settings on one thing. Okay, so Jesse, you are gonna go to game settings. So basically the tab before we click launch game where it shows you like a Giadel and then like the picture and then all the like random stuff. There is an option on that little bar that says launch game, and then there's like a few others. Click I'm thinking, I am so sorry.
Game settings, okay.
Yes. Game settings allow players to transfer characters. You're gonna click yes.
They're both clicked yes.
So the problem might be, Vel, have you transferred characters before?
I've transferred one before.
Okay, because it says we it basically says we can have up to 3. And if we have subscription, it doesn't count. Content sharing, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. D&D Roll 20. That should be the only issue.
Huh.
Unfortunately, I do not know if I can help in this situation.
Try again, Val.
Nope.
Here.
I mean, I still have my character sheet like up on Roll20 and stuff. I just don't really have it in game.
Grab yourself a dice, Val.
Yeah.
Don't roll a natural one.
I mean, that would be the solution. You can just do it the way Abby does it with the dice, but if you don't have any dice, then that's not going to be possible.
I mean, there is in the Roll20 characters, I think I can still roll things normally.
Oh, like the blah blah blah, the dice roller, like the digital dice roller.
Are you also having an issue putting a token down? Is that also what the problem is?
Yeah, basically my character doesn't exist in the game. I'm like completely separate. Oh no, I can't roll in here. Okay, that's fine. Oh, and you don't know didn't happen to bring any dice home, did you?
Give me a minute.
If only my gosh darn package arrived, because I had dice in there for you, Val.
For a token, I can probably put one down for you.
If I could teleport my many random bags of dice, I would.
Just go my route with just drawing a colored square.
Yo. Thank you, child.
No.
Oh, goodness.
Here, look.
There.
It's not going to be a full-on token, but
Dice has been provided.
it should work well enough.
You could play a Spiz.
Oh my god. It's Spiff Minotaur Edition.
Yeah.
Exactly, reincarnation number 2.
This is hard.
Her guardian is the best.
Or we can bring Monty back for another one shot.
Monty!
Hey.
Look, our little thieves are doing great. That tower is theirs. They have gone back multiple times, fooling other people into doing their jobs for them. That's what happened.
Exactly.
Sounds
When
about right.
Kaleidoscope get there, there's gonna be nothing there because there's nowhere to be ransacked.
Gotta organize this image one day. Because I'm on the Here's 5 minutes of Jesse being blind.
Not believe we. I am not surprised that it's already been an hour.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Let's start putting everyone on the map.
We
Marigold's there.
can.
There's she.
Wow, I don't know why your because I saved the picture you have there, and it just decided that it just won't pop up for me.
Fine.
Classic. Classic roll 20. It,
Roll 20 is being roll 20 as per usual.
Well, not on Roll20. It's deciding for my folder that it's not going to be. Let's see if that worked. That worked. So we can just do the classic Jesse way of doing it,
yeah.
and then just give it to Spiss.
Woohoo! Look at us.
Bell. There you go. Can you move it around though?
Yes, I can.
All right.
Yay!
Yay! Thank you.
Troubleshooting.
All right. So, anything else you guys want to do to investigate this entryway?
Talia's not. She's not.
Just learning what rangers can do.
Well, sometimes they can shoot arrows.
I'm not gonna be able to do much more than just a basic investigation, which
I have as a druid, not druid. I'm not druid. A ranger. I have this thing where it says while tracking creatures, you can learn their exact number, size, and how long ago they passed through the area. For like any of my I can roll again for the specific of that, but could I see like little footprints or like any indication of how big whatever it was or whatever they were, perhaps plural?
So, looking at the footprints, you see a bunch of boots from the soldiers around, just scattered across in chaos, running in multiple locations. Some drag signs here and there, an imprint of someone's body on the ground. You see a pair of boots that pop up, and then these strange footprints that seem familiar, almost reptilian in nature. In their path, go back to being boots.
Oh.
It's strange. It's boots first, then one boot on one end, and then a larger foot, three-toed on the other, and then another, and then another, and then back to boots.
So possibly a shape shifting of some kind? Question mark?
a druid of sorts, possibly.
I mean, you're as good a guess as anything.
Oh, he put on. I had a Spiss voice there for a minute.
New character, who dis?
Always default to the Spiss voice. Or he put on his shoes real weird.
That would be
Honest-
concerning for its own reasons, but going to assume druid or some sort of polymorph.
Yeah. And not to continue on the whole possible dragon front, but dragons also are able to look like humans as well. That's also another thing. So
That as well.
either way,
Yeah.
it seems terrible. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't actually really know what it is. And I do feel like we should just be careful. Is it, if I peek in the cave, is it dark in there?
It seems to be lit up through the entryway with these stones that emanate light. They're commonly known, especially now. They seem to be much more accessible to get. These ether stones that emit light within pathways. It's still not fully visible in there. It's light enough so you can know where you're going.
I will cast dark vision on myself just in case, because it gives me a bit of extra range of vision if it's not like clear in there, just to be safe. Because it's not concentration.
Gork is going to nudge Rosemary and glance at the hilt presumably on their waist.
Yes.
Might be useful. Might be useful bringing that thing out.
I'll do you one better. And Rosemary's gonna pick up a rock and cast light on it.
All right.
It lasts an hour and sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet.
Good.
Always the resourceful one.
We went through this whole thing of me not being like able to have my character sheet in here, and I still clicked on this spell only for nothing to happen and be like, oh yeah, that's right.
Confidence is key.
Yeah. It's real confused, but you guys wouldn't see it.
Okay. Well, with that, does the group feel confident enough to enter?
As I'll ever be.
Yep.
Rosemary enters.
And you enter. The pathway's now much more visible. It's definitely more of a cavern that's been shaped through time to be an entryway. The walls themselves give a much more natural look to them, but the stairs leading downwards are shaped as stairs. And as you go deeper and deeper down, you enter what seems to be like this lobby-like area. The floor itself now turns into a more sleek stone. Around are bookshelves made and shaped from the walls themselves. A lot of these books are old now at this point. Some of them almost looking decayed over time. except for one. There's a book encased in glass. This peculiar glass that almost gives off this rainbow-like shine. It's cut into a multi-layered shape, almost like a D20, but just a little more faces to it. And on a pedestal made of the very stone itself. Besides that, there seems to be further on ahead two different pathways. A lot of these books in the walls themselves are also kind of thrown around. There definitely seems to be signs of an individual or individuals who've been through here, or it could have been over time. There are still tectonics or earthquakes of sorts that happen, or tremors within the area, especially in a mountainous place. That being said, it seems very sturdy in here, and
Which path does it look like what path does it look like the intruders went down? Like, which one has the most amount of disturbances?
go ahead and make an investigation check or survival.
Which path has which path has like the most amount of disturbances that we could like tell that the intruders went down?
Did you not hear?
My internet seemed to cut out
Okay.
that moment, so I asked the question and it heard nothing. So
No, no response.
so I thought you guys didn't hear us. So sorry.
Fine, it's fine. I said make an investigation check or a survival check. Or perception, whichever one you want to choose.
All right. All right. All of them are all of them are plus ones. So dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Well, the way it's going to be described depends on which one you did.
Investigation.
Investigation. The books seem to be much more riled up towards the right path. In fact, a lot of the books that were on the ground with your investigation check seem to be tossed to the side towards the right path. The ones on the left path seem to be much more kept in its place, almost like if someone did walk towards the left path, they stepped over these books as opposed to just through them.
Okay.
You find anything interesting over there?
Not entirely. It's clear that the intruders went down the right. A lot of books on the ground are disturbed.
I mean,
If they did go down the left path, they are a lot more careful with their footwork.
I mean, I don't imagine they were being very careful after what happened at the entrance, or whether they're smart enough. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like this was a safest bet for finding them. Any objections?
Not really.
That works for me.
All right.
Onwards and out.
Right? So you take the right path.
Yes.
Further you go down, you go down further down this pathway. as you lead forward, you enter a hallway that seems much different. There are maps and drawings encased in what seems like frames placed upon the walls, glass that have different goblets and other kind of treasures behind them. In one case, you see what seems like a strange cube, small and black. It has intricate lines within them, and it just floats within its casing. In another, you find a much more grotesque looking object, a ball that seems to kind of pulsate. As well as what seems like to be a strange looking book.
What kind of book, Jesse?
It lies there, motionless. Signs of old leather on top of it.
Yum.
It's a skin book, folks. For context, Wilson, that's bad.
I would assume
Skin
so.
book, skin book.
But you find yourself in a break. An opening as you walk down these steps. You kind of look over the edge and you hold this makeshift rail on the side. A pit drop. And you can clearly see that these steps are leading towards a plateau in front of what seems like to be a large structure. There's an eerie green glow in here. The lighting of the stones is different from the rest of the rooms. And at the very end of where this plateaued area is, there's a door. And almost a pillar-like doorway. It is sealed shut. The entire floor, including the door itself, is made out of the same material. And for context, let us get rid of this map.
Oh no.
And
Oh.
give a
Absolutely.
visual for where we are at currently.
Ooh, that's interesting looking. Whoa, folks.
Uh-oh.
Looks
We're
like a
in
lot of
trouble.
jade.
Are we at the bottom or the top?
You're still not on the actual floor itself. You're on like a stairway coming down from the mountainside that's starting to
Cool.
lower closer to the floor. You see the glows of the various different gems around, the ether stones that give off magical light. And in here, it's a little more visible. The green eerie glow encompasses this entire inner cavern.
Well, I mean, something tells me we can rule out treasure hunters if they left things like that in those boxes. Seemed pretty important if I was a treasure hunter.
Might just not be what they're looking for if it's specific to treasure.
I mean, no one's been in here for like decades. The guy said, I don't think anyone even knows what's down here. Can't really be picky when you've got no idea what's at the end.
Well, if they decide to come, if they left those artifacts, if they left those artifacts came down here for a reason. The stuff at front is likely not what they're looking for.
So either they came here for something real specific, and that stuff back there, here ain't it, or they're not treasure hunters at all, and they don't care about that stuff.
That as well.
I think, and she kind of glances over the railing down towards the massive structure that's down there. If nothing else, we should proceed with as much caution as possible.
I'll try.
To be honest, Step, I feel like you're the best of us when it comes to being fleet-footed.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I'm certainly the least worried about you being quiet, and I glance at the paladin in full plate.
Rosemary just shrugs.
As well as the bard.
Just flanking messes behind me. Wait.
Well, either way, I do feel like for the rest of us that are unable to have such caution, Gork is going to take his lute and strum a few strings and cast Mage Hand for the purpose of, and have it basically just sweep the area in front of us, basically just pushing down along the ground, back and forth.
Okay.
Set off traps for us.
Yeah.
As you do so, the mage hand starts going across the ground, placing around, trying to find some sort of perhaps trap or something of the sorts. You get nothing until it approaches near the center, and then the mage hand disappears.
Strange. I didn't dispel it.
Maybe somebody else.
Anti-magic field thing.
Possibly.
Can you do it again?
Yeah.
If you don't, if you're able.
Might be a fluke, yeah. And he's gonna strum the same notes and send the mage hand to the location the first one disappeared.
You do, and poof, off again.
All right. Someone got a rock or something they can throw at it? See if
Oh
it's,
yeah, I got a rock.
Talia's gonna throw.
Rosemary's gonna take the rock that she casted the light on and toss it in.
Yeah, that works.
You do, and you toss the rock in, and it reaches halfway there, and the rock, almost in an instant, goes from rock to ash.
Oh.
As it slowly starts scattering, almost like snow hitting the ground.
I don't
Well,
know.
let's hope the intruders found out about that the hard way.
How are we supposed to know what constitutes as being a safe area to warp and not have that happen?
More rocks.
Well, take a moment, but could map out an area with Mage Hand. If the anyone anyone got some chalk on them?
I have my alchemist kit, which probably has something that you can draw with in it.
Something like that. Chalk, charcoal.
Hold on, Emily's googling what an alchemist kit contains.
But we both had the same idea.
It should have, if you pick the goods bundle, it should just automatically.
It
Oh,
didn't.
okay. Oh, right, is that's right.
I got torches and tinderbox. We can make something.
Hear a click.
Oh no.
A shift. Almost some of the plates around this ground itself move. The center circle shifts just a very little bit. As this was happening, you see pulses of light within the seams of the floor itself. That's it.
I mean, I feel either we are going to all stand here for a very long time if we don't do A. The Mage Hand plan is probably a good idea, and someone who's probably a bit light on their feet and a bit more dexterous might need to mark the line.
I got it.
I mean, if we can get some more pebbles as well, it might make it a bit quicker if we do Mage Hand and Rock.
Might also just be have very against magic, considering that rock also had light on it.
It's true.
Don't want it. Let's not take the chances.
Well, we can find out. And Rosemary is going to lean down, pick up another rock, and just kind of toss it in again.
As you toss it in, as it enters towards the center area, it turns to dust again.
Oh, no.
There we go.
All right, that answers that. And yeah, Gork is gonna cast Mage Hand and have it 10 feet in front of him while he slowly approaches the center, and it's gonna stop when the Mage Hand disappears.
As you approach it, it goes all the way towards the center. Around here is when it disappears.
So, okay.
If
And-
we, as a group, spent some time working to make like a perimeter of like around, or at the very least, something that could make like a circle or something just around here to get us to this doorway without being pulverized. Would that be something we could do? Like if we work together as a group?
Yeah, of course. Why not? Do you begin to maneuver around, or you're finding some sort of?
think probably a combination of like the mage hand method, sort of throwing in rock,
Right. Okay.
and then someone maybe like with Talia's like chalk or whatever was in the alchemist's kit, sort of like marking where, like, not like exactly on the line, but like a little bit away from where it disappeared, just so we can sort of like get an idea of an area of effect.
So, with a few minutes given, with the efforts with the mage hand and the rock throwing, you're able to discern that. I need to get rid of that. All right. You're able to discern that it seems like this area gives off that effect.
Ooh. The big boy.
That's not what I meant to do. But yes, that area. That area that was there earlier and is no longer. That there you go. Now I gotta get rid of this. Okay.
It will kill us.
Like that is the only danger zone that you're aware of, correct?
From which you guys have been able to discern, yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah. With that confidence, Gork is gonna sidestep it and along this area do the same mage hand stuff.
And it moves freely around that area as you push across the ground. You get no triggers.
And he does that to all the way to the other door.
It goes all the way to the door, and it reaches the door, but it can't go any further.
Because the door's closed, or
it is closed. Yes.
All right. Just want to double check.
The enemy of every D&D player, a door.
And misinterpretation because of said door.
Meanwhile,
Step will kind of I'm assuming if I'm gonna take the bold assumption that the walls are safe, just kind of like climb along the wall past the danger zone and towards the door. And just kind of be like, well, is it unlocked?
Wordlessly answering that, Gork's gonna command to the mage hand to go for the door handle.
There is no handle.
Never mind that.
The door is intricately designed. It is made of the same materials as the floor and the walls themselves. Seems sealed. There are various different symbols across the door itself. Not unfamiliar to those who know of magic.
Dang it.
You and me both, Step.
There is a peculiar assemblage at the very top. It's not that like the runes, almost thought of, designed for artistic reasons or perhaps symbolism as opposed to whatever incantation lies upon this door. The symbol itself is what seems like to be a shield and a blade. The blade is embedded within the shield. There is a strange crystalline texture to the blade itself, almost like whoever designed this door specifically put gem on the blade. And behind it, a large draconic-like head. In fact, if you look around, some of these, that draconic-like head is around multiple areas in this room, including the orb that's at the very embedded within the ground in the center.
Yeah.
Is that like familiar at all? Like the dragon, like the embedded dragon crystal thing in the floor, like the symbolage?
Well, you can make a religion or history check if you want to. Do you get any advantage if it's related to dragons?
I get something. Hold on. um, you get advantage on wisdom and survival checks, as well as on intelligence checks to recall information about them. So I
It's
get
recalling information, so I would count that.
on. Was that history or religion? Did you say?
Whichever ones you want. It's gonna give you different results depending on which.
They're both a 2. Let's go with. I feel like she's more into history than she is religion, so I'll say history. But it's only a +2, peeps. So 13. So 15 total for history.
15 total. There have been many instances that symbolize draconic symbols for their, whether it's military or their kingdom or any of the sorts. For particular, Stigheist for a while has had that symbol of a dragon, more of a draconic-like shape for their symbol for a long time, as far as history tells. A more purple coloration to it. But that symbol is a full dragon in shape behind the shield. But the shield is there, which is peculiar. Also, there's stories of a past life, a soldier who had once aligned themselves with the silver dragon. His group in particular also held insignia dragon related, but that also was different. It was more of a wing in their shape. It's hard. You've rarely seen, the shape of the dragon head is peculiar to you too. It doesn't seem very, it seems dragon like, but its shape proportions wouldn't fit that of a full-size dragon or even a wormling. It seems more dragon-esque. And then you're reminded of something. A tale given to individuals who indulge in dragonkin, of a singular individual who has sought conquest. It had been years since the last sighting, hundreds even. A fairy tale of a group of dragonborn who are uniquely endowed with power given to them by their patron. They are dressed in all white, and they've caused discourse throughout the times they've appeared. But the moments in which they have appeared in history have been far between. But that's about it. That seems to be the only relation to this insignia that even seems similar. That being said, the symbol was just the dragonborn head. The blade and the shield itself were never really involved, from what you know.
Entirely ominous.
you said that there were several figures of just like figureheads of or just statues of dragon heads around, right?
They're like it's escaping me.
Carvings.
Yes, carvings more, but not as barbaric. Very much designed that way. Um, and they're around. Yeah. The only actual statue or figure like um, symbol you get is at the very top of the door. The shield and the sword and the head kind of protrude a bit.
Okay, Gork's going to command the mage hand to go up to that to go up to that symbol and try and push it in a bit.
The mage hand pushes around and pushes the head. Nothing really happens. It pushes the shield, and it's when you get to the blade. The blade that's made of some sort of gem or crystal of sorts. The mage hand touches it, and the blade glows ever so slightly. As the mage hand kind of pulls back a little bit, the glow disappears.
Gork's gonna call out. I think I got something of a clue. Pushing me when 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 people are looking, he's gonna repeat the mage hand on the sword.
Is anyone any good at reading, like, the runes that are underneath the sword that's now glowing?
I haven't.
And they're definitely not a language of any kind.
I haven't exactly studied runic.
Looks just like a bunch of lines to me.
Rosemary, are you really good at runes?
Nope. That was my wife's job.
Ooh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
What do you think the answer to that's gonna be?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing. Sorry.
If the, like, are they definitely, if I look up at the runes and the stuff around, like, the dragon-esque head that is up there, it's not, there's no kind of language motif to it. It is definitely runic in nature.
Oh no. The majority of the body seems runic, but there are these edgings to it. This almost cursiveness to it that gives off, or decoration to the runes themselves that give off a familiar language.
Is it either draconic or elvish? Can I read it?
Draconic-esque. You can, given some time, you can probably ascertain what it possibly says. It's strange. It's draconic-esque, but at the same time, it's different. Would you like to give it a try?
Yeah, I'll try and read it while we're messing with the everything else in the room. I'll kind of just take some time to sort of feel out the words. I'll look at Wesley occasionally, and I'll see if Wesley. I read like a word out, and Wesley like shakes his head. He's like, "That's not what that says." Because
With the-
Wesley understands Draconic.
with the assistance of your friend, give me a intelligence check with advantage.
The assistance of my good boy.
Oh my god.
It's not the best chat. Oh, natural 18, so dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So, using Wesley almost like a
He's my Duolingo.
lie detector almost, where you look at him to see whether or not the word sounds alike. You ascertain something. Almost like an instruction. At least from what you're able to ascertain. It tells of a form of how magic itself initiates into, and this is in a rough translation. Magic comes from ether, and from that it shapes itself into various different forms, depending on the conduit. And so it is also true within Draconic. With that Draconic force, one can perhaps unseal the door.
Oh no. Ominous. Okay. I will tell everyone kind of my rough translation of what it says. And I think she would say something, and then Wesley would kind of speak back to her in like Draconic, telling her that she's like mispronounced something, or that's not what that says. Like he's like actively correcting her even as she's speaking to everyone. Yeah, exactly that. And she will update and correct as she goes along, but she'll let everyone know that.
Wesley also lets you know that the form of Draconic language that is placed upon this thing is very old. And even with the translation Wesley gave you, it was rough.
The boy's not that old.
His best. His great grandpappy maybe taught him.
Yeah.
Wesley kind of nudges at your leg. Is your Draconic friend able to? What are they able to do? In terms of, are they able to cast a breath of sorts or anything?
He can infuse his strikes with a certain damage essence. So I've summoned him at lightning. So anything that he does, he can infuse it with lightning damage.
So
Because that was the closest to blue that I have an option for.
Wesley kind of nudges at your leg and kind of lets you know that perhaps he has an idea.
My smart boy.
He infuses his hand with, or his foot or paw with this Draconic-like essence, this electricity, but cannot reach the top of the door, and kind of gives sign that perhaps it is what's required.
Oh, okay. I mean, we could try the other thing. And Nova pulls her bow off of her back. And she pulls the like Legolas side on. She pulls the bow back. And then makes like an audible click with her tongue, and Wesley redirects the lightning to her arrow tip. And he's now using infused strike on her weapon, which is a cool thing that they can do. And he lets loose the arrow to the dragon head.
All right. And as you let loose the arrow, it hits the top. The lightning kind of infuses, pulses out towards the rest of the rock. And it's strange. Lightning scatters in multiple directions, but as it does initially, it all kind of changes trajectory towards the blade. And then the blade glows. As it does, a click. The room itself gives off a pulse of blue energy. You hear stone grinding against each other. As from within the middle, these almost hexagon shapes begin to turn and twist. And the orb raises. It raises just at the level of where the blade is. And then a concentrated beam shoots towards the blade. The door begins to shake. And it opens ever so slowly. Very slowly, in fact. And that's when you hear a couple of claps.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
We just helped somebody, guys.
we've released a demon.
From within the entryway from which you came from, an individual wearing white clothing, cloaked in a white hood, appears. A greenish snout coming from behind the hood gives off a couple of words in Draconic. A strange Draconic language. Gracias por la ayuda. Thank you for the help. I will admit I was at a still. Not that I couldn't figure out what to do, but I lacked the proper meaning. I assume you're here for me.
I mean,
Well, sorry, you go.
I mean, do you have something more than I have? I was just gonna ramble for a little.
Why do you look like a cult guy?
That's a little forward, don't you think?
Well, wearing this robe and a white hood, and frankly, that's a little concerning knowing today's political climate, so I want to know what we're getting into.
Okay.
Is this cult based? Is this just your own business? Like, what's going on?
He pulls back the hood, revealing a green dragon woman. Ah, I am a humble member of a once renowned military group.
So cool.
To some, perhaps.
I'm gonna assume that it was you folk that caused all the mess out front.
You're not entirely incorrect in your assumption. Folk, I would not say, for it is just me. Now, if I may be so bold, are we here to take me in and arrest me, or were you giving instructions to take force, or perhaps are you intrigued enough to see what's behind this door? What's more important to you, duty or to satiate curiosity.
Question: how far away is this guy from
He
us?
is. I can put him on the map. Going to just pick our a random dragonborn picture I must have here.
It-
Or you know what? Yeah, why not? Let's give him this picture. Why not?
Uses Victa.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, wait, I swear.
It's Victa when he was transformed.
It is
No.
when he got poly when he
That-
polymorphed himself.
That polymorph.
I was once a kobold.
Oh,
Is this a bit? Is this a bit?
Yes, it's a bit.
Okay, I got very scared because I've been
No,
having
no,
very
no,
scared
no. I don't think Victa would. I could be wrong, but I do not think Victa would just decide to become an antithesis.
Magic, claw things, and that. And in my head, I'm like, what is Victor's trying to get something before somebody else gets it first?
Your mic is very muffled right now.
I am laying on my back. I'm like, be quiet.
Oh, you sound like
Bad for this.
Oh,
I
there we
heard
go.
I'm laying on my back.
Sorry, I was definitely not speaking towards the mic.
So what was it that she said?
What did I say?
Something
So-
in relation to Victa.
That I thought it was Victa because I was like, ooh, magic, and maybe Victa's trying to get something before somebody else, so therefore not bad guy, just currently having to be temporarily a bit sketchy.
Who knows?
Who knows?
And it's Victor's cousin. Sure.
Listen, Victa wouldn't know.
Exactly.
Okay, my guy is going to try just casually, as best he can, walk around the zone of death and stand himself at the top of the stairs. Definitely, coincidentally, 30 feet away from this guy.
No further, my friend. I have not gotten an answer from you yet.
Noted. Well,
He pulls back his cloak just to give you a sign as he's holding on to what looks like to be some sort of scimitar of sorts. As he slightly pulls it off of his guard. Not fully. On the blade itself, you can see what seems like a greenish, crystal-like material to the blade.
Oh fuck. That's not good. Crystals aren't good in this campaign, Wilson.
Notoriously evil.
That's what we got turned into. Yeah, that.
Incredible
Strange.
contact.
The blade itself, from what you can see that's given to you, does not seem to give off any edge to the blade. And the crystal's roughly shaped into a blade. You can see almost like that, kind of like lava stone-esque divots to it.
well, Gork is gonna continue, and I am going to roll deception in this, but just try his best to casually say, "Trust me, don't. Not gonna. We're not gonna be trying much of anything. Anything else here?" He said. Gork's gonna say as he pulls pulls out his loot and tries to as casually as possible prepare it for playing.
Right, make a deception check.
18.
Oh, pretty good.
The deception itself is we're not gonna try anything.
Okay.
And if this man does not react in any way, like react negatively in any way to Gork's actions.
He's kind of giving an eye. He looks at you. He looks at the flute. He looks at the younger girl right next to him, near him. He looks back. He has his hand still on the blade, but doesn't move any more than that.
All right. In that case, my guy's casting Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Mhm. Mm,
Great.
Right. Let's see here.
This is gonna go great, isn't it?
Must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or fall prone. Okay. What is the DC?
16.
16. Mm. Well, Owen, that is a 15.
Okay.
He falls to one knee as he begins to laugh uncontrollably. And then he falls to his side, holding his stomach.
All right. So, and Gork is gonna be continuously, like, slowly and continually strumming as he does this. All right. Someone got a rope. Get that sword off him. We hopefully got that guy.
I'll get it.
Mhm.
Talia is.
He'll
I just want to.
he'll only be down for a minute, so we be quick.
I just want to step over here just to be nearby in case bad happens.
Yeah, Talia's gonna try and take the ice sword.
All right. As you go to grab the sword, Talia, you grab it by its hilt and you pull it back. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Woo! Kill the child.
God.
Every roll Talia makes.
Yep.
15.
15 is good,
Oh.
but just off.
But not
Yeah.
enough.
I expected.
You get hot flashes. You get visions ever so slightly. You get visions of water. This rainbow-like water. Nothing in the horizon. Just water and sky. You flash back your hand as you let go of the blade. These black veins begin to ride up your hand. You get another flash. Someone steps out of the water itself. A back of an individual, human in nature, but ever so intricate with these scale-like scars to it. Short white hair, young. A flashback as you're grabbing your hand now in pain, and another. Within the waters itself lowers what seems like a impossibly large platinum dragon.
Oh shit, that's not good.
You hear a rise, my son.
Sorry, can you repeat that, Jesse?
You hear the words, "Rise, my son,
Uh-oh.
first of my kin." And a flashback. You guys see Talia pull her hand back, leaving the blade on the ground, grabbing her hand as you see these black veins begin to go up her arm. You take
Mm-hmm.
oh well 2 points of poison damage,
I can take that.
and you're currently poisoned right now.
Okay.
Okay. My guy, seeing that is going to, in between the strums, is gonna recast Mage Hand, since that hand, assuming rounds of combat, if applicable or whatever, Mage Hand, grab the sword and with the hand and drag it like over here.
So, would that break concentration?
I do not think so, since concentration spells are it's Mage Hand is not a concentration spell.
Okay. All right.
It's just you're just able to there.
All right. I believe you. Well, you go to grab the blade, and the mage hand seems to not be able to lift it.
Heavy sword.
It exceeds 10 pounds for sure.
Can Talia try and kick it?
I will kick it for you because I don't want to.
No. Let the teenager be angsty right now.
Can I run to contest and try to kick it?
Yeah, let's contest.
You now take 9 points of poison damage. It continues. These black veins continue to ride up your arm.
Okay. Can I still try and kick the thing away?
Oh my god.
That was a Cersei voice. I apologize.
Try to kick it away.
Well, me and Wilson are gonna contest each other. How do we contest it, and what would you like us to roll?
What would you guys roll? If you guys are going trying to do it at the same time, it can either be strength or dexterity based. Who gets there first? Whichever one you guys.
Roll initiative to kick it.
You go ahead. You go ahead and roll first.
Yeah.
You got a higher acrobatics compared to me. All right, that's steps first, and mine's at disadvantage.
No.
Oh god. Okay.
Yeah, Talia is literally gonna just like freaking out, doesn't know what to do. Oh god, kick away from the man.
You kick the blade as it goes away from the. What direction do you kick the blade?
All right, north, south, east, west, south.
Okay. You kick the blade south. It passes the man, heading towards more where the stairway is at, as it skids across the ground. As that happens, the laughing ends. And the man stands up. Well, I gave you a chance. But I guess it's the hard way, huh? I would like you to roll for initiative.
You're saying about that poison, guys.
Why did no one talk?
You're doing great.
That checks out.
Talia.
That was to GM. That was a 15. Apologies.
We're doing great, folks.
9 for cat.
We tend to do what's good for just so we all go around.
Okay.
Well, time to hope that this man is not good at wisdom saves.
This man's gonna kill us.
I got a 12.
Okay.
Slightly above average. Could be worse.
Here.
I'm gonna be right back.
I just type it in chat.
12.
A 12.
Give me a second here.
Gork is going to position himself in front of the blade, purposely not.
It was kicked south, so it was kicked out of map towards the stairway where you came in from.
Never mind.
So it's behind the Dragonborn.
Off map. Okay, yeah.
Oh wait, sorry, it was 11.
Mm.
I I have a -1 in intelligence.
That does not impact your initiative.
It
It's
says
your-
it does. And I'm going
Plus-
based off the initiative, what it says it's doing.
Do you
Is
have
that not
do you have
intel-
a negative? Do you
It
have
should be plus your
dexterity?
I'm not where. Oh! Okay. Never mind, it's still 12.
All right. Well, before, as we get initiative, let me roll his initiative. We're going to take a break right after this. A quick 10-minute break.
Watch this man get a natural 20.
Nope. Tough.
Let's go.
So, with all the rolls, technically you guys would go first. And we're going to take a 10-minute break real quick.
Time to yeah, like I said, let's hope to God this man is not good at wisdom saving throws. If he is, my guy's kind of fucked.
I mean, he didn't. Based on the math of the roll, he's not got high saves, but he has a save.
Yeah, I mean,
I zoomed out on the map and I saw Victor in the corner, and my immediate reaction was like, "Please, come back and help us." We're all just clustered in the corner over there.
Spiff makes an appearance round 2.
Don't worry, guys.
just comes out, decks this man, leaves.
Oh, Sarah is here.
Just Osera, not Cersei. Osera.
Oh, Sarah is the only surviving factor. Cersei is dead in this universe.
Oh my god.
Oh, Sarah's back in the fire realm. She's just chilling.
Oh my god.
It's also continually traumatic because Nova is exactly the same as Cersei. So if Nova dies, her spirit dissipates and goes back to the realm that they were summoned from. So it's a very depressing death every time. So I was thinking it's like that with Cersei. I'm like, if Cersei ever dies, it's gonna be really depressing because her tiger is just gonna know she's dead and then sort of accept that she needs to go back to the realm on her own.
Imagine if Sarah is already there and just feels Cersei die and is like, I can't come back to do anything about it.
Stop it! Absolutely not.
It's like, I can't go to her. She's dead.
I can't. Yeah.
I can't help her friends. I can't do anything.
That's my last circle ability I get is so dramatic. So if Cersei gets knocked out and Osera is on the field, Osera can basically intervene no matter where they are on the map. They take the attack themselves and they bring the druid back up to half health.
Oh.
So they basically sacrifice themselves in that moment to revitalize their partner.
Aww,
that's really sad.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I don't know if drakes don't do that. They're like, I'm a dragon. I'm slightly more intelligent than fire spirit. I'm not gonna do that.
You also don't have quite the magical connection.
Yeah, we're only casual friends. We talk on the weekends. That's about it.
Talk on the weekends.
It's Cersei and Osera are best buddies.
Oh my god.
Nova and Wesley are acquaintances.
This whole time, I've been imagining up Rosemary's wife.
Oh.
I've decided she's a half orc. Was.
Good for you. Oh.
That took me out when I was like, do you know, and you're any good at Arcana? And you're like, no, that was my wife thing. And I was like, no, not your wife. Your canonically dead wife.
Canonically dead wife. I want the dead wife trope. Why do you do this? For my wife.
For my wife, the love of my life.
She brought me into this mess and now I don't know how to leave.
It's like all that's like always the dramatic ending as well, because if we all die, it's gonna be like kind of a relief, I guess, for Rosemary in a sense, because
See her
Rosemary will be like, I'll
again.
be with my wife again.
Exactly.
And that's like so depressing.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, Talia will be with her parents again too.
There
Oh
we go.
god!
Talia can have her parents. Rosemary
Too
can
many
have
dead
her
people.
wife and be Talia's like aunt and aunt.
Okay.
Will be great.
I'm gonna die.
Rosemary can be the haunt aunt.
Huh?
Rosemary can be the haunt aunt.
The haunt aunt. I thought you were saying the hot aunt, and I'm like, the
No.
haunt?
You're like, I guess.
Like, yeah, sure. I mean,
I'll be the hot aunt, I guess.
I mean, Rosemary was did get married. Like, she's gotta have some
Yeah.
looks. No, haunt aunt. Oh my god.
I love how we've all just like, we have a little crowd going on down here.
Yeah.
Just suspiciously close to Scimitar Man.
Well, if Talia was just saying, yes, I'm going to stay here as this creepy man wanders up.
Talia has no fear, and I feel like that is equally a good and a bad thing.
Oh no, she's scared right now.
A little
Don't worry about that. She's
13-year-old.
terrified out of her mind. But she's
Maybe he'll spare the children.
She got it.
Not the
Like-
baby.
Loki Heike, does paladins have healing hands, right? That can heal poison, can't it?
I have lay on hands.
That's the one.
It
lay on
doesn't
hands.
specifically
Oh, it doesn't
say.
do that yet. Is it? I'm trying to remember what
Oh wait.
my paladin has. Like if you spend 5 hit points
Yeah.
in one go. But I can't remember what it does. Cures
No.
the target of one disease and neutralizes a poison affecting it.
Yeah.
So you could cure poison. That's an option. Does anyone else have anything that can cure poison? Because that is an action,
No.
and we kind of want paladins really to do something other than that, if possible.
My guy can gain us actions by taking him down, allowing for Rosemary to
Okay.
stop one of us from being poisoned.
I like that. I like that.
The bot died.
The bot
Bart's
died.
gone.
Barja.
I don't have anything for poison. I only have 4 spells that I was allowed. It's not one of them. We've already got an open admission from the other 2 that they don't know any spells.
He has 1 spell. You want to know what it is? Hellish
do.
Rebuke.
I love that. Someone attacks, and she's just like, "How dare you have this rebuke?"
Dare you?
Damn you and your entire existence, Immolate.
Immolation.
I was making her as squishy as possible.
No,
Oh.
don't say that.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
So Jesse, get me down to 52 and you got it.
I have 52.
It one more than me.
Oh wait, my I forgot what my magic item is. The Staff of Healing.
Oh, that would be helpful. Mine's a orb of shielding,
Nice.
specifically for fire. Hello, we're talking. Oh, can you shut the door? Yes. Yes. We're talking what our magic items are. Step doesn't have one.
Mm.
I'm committing to that as a creative choice.
No.
I can with
I
the
like the
staff of
decision of
healing,
that.
I can use 2 of its charges to end the poisoned condition on Talia.
2 options for fixing poison. I like it. I like it.
I can heal poison 5 times, and then I can't heal with lay on hands anymore.
We have options, which is good. I like options.
Yeah.
Stresses me out when we don't have them.
Yeah. All right.
My magic item is unhelpful to anyone other than me. Apologies.
What did you choose?
I have the Amulet of Health, so it bumps my con up.
Nice.
That's all it does. It bumps my Constitution up to a 19. Anytime we get given one rare item, I always pick it because it's really helpful to get your hit points up while not like falling behind on the other stats that you actually want for your character. So I pick it. Vix has it on him. I have almost full confidence that I put it on Fayrala as well. I think she's got it. Yep, Fayrala has it too, but Fayrala has concentration spells, so that was also to help with concentration.
I went for the very classic Sunblade.
Yes! Gotta love the Sunblade.
Yeah. I chose it about 10 minutes before session and said, I just want to grab a weapon or a shield or armor for my magic thing, so I don't have to think any further on that.
No,
It's an oldie but a goodie.
Picked up
Yeah.
the orb.
Yeah, that's what Gork was inferring towards the when.
Oh yeah, I know.
Just saying that for the rest of the group.
Rosemary's been to Barovia. That's where Rosemary got the Sunblade. Full start in her past with her wife.
Well, we start combat. If the music wants to play, it does. Okay. It's doing the weird thing it did before, but whatever. It's working nonetheless. You guys go first.
All right. Gork is going to cast Heroism on Rosemary. You can be frightened, and you get the 5 temporary hit points at the start of each turn.
Okay.
And it's going to back up to here. Yep. That is his turn.
Rosemary is gonna circle around to Talia and do lay on hands and use 5 the 5 hit points to cure her from the poison.
Am I cured? Am I allowed to remove the poison stat just here, or is this double poison?
No, that works.
Okay, cool.
I don't think it doesn't heal you. It just removes poison.
Okay. Perfect. Talia's not dying. Yes.
I like how Rosemary is placing herself behind the small child.
Small child.
She just wanted to circle. She just circled around to try and like grab Talia. But no, she is gonna move Talia, like kind of push Talia to be like back behind her, if Talia will let her.
Yeah. Talia simply just lets herself be manhandled at this point.
And I think that's gonna be all.
Alright. No. Yeah, okay. So, I'm just gonna go in guns blazing on this guy.
Nerd.
Loser, poopy butt face. And okay, and
His tits are one polygon.
okay.
I just realized we didn't get your attacks and shit.
No, we got
Yeah,
yeah, automatically.
okay, cool.
We don't worry about the plus thing because that
Perfect.
bludgeoning and slashing is kind of relevant here. I just need to remember how monks work and how. Okay, so I got extra attack. Attack twice instead of once. Oh, I got. Ooh. Okay, hang on. All right, so first I'm just gonna do 2 unarmed attacks. That is, you get normal.
You should be good to roll.
Yep. And so 1. Oh, that sucked.
No, those do not hit, unfortunately.
Okay, that's just the first one. Then second one.
The 18 hits.
Oh, 18. Let's.
So that's just a regular roll. Hold on, we don't have it set to.
Yeah, advantage. Yeah.
Mhm. So it would have been the 14 instead.
Yeah.
Yes.
11. Yeah.
That does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess in just kind of like panic mode to defend Talia, Step just kind of like goes in and tries to get 2 very messy hits in right off the gate, and is kind of 2 like a little delirious trying to counterattack first.
You zip in and you let out your 2 punches. The first one, he kind of tilts over as you miss it. The second one, he grabs your hand and moves it across.
Oh, that pisses off. Hang on, let me see if there's. I'm double checking because I don't play monks much.
Since you can do, off the top of my head, flurry of blows. You should have that as a bonus action. And I'm not sure if you get 1 bonus attack, but I don't know if you have to hit to do that.
You just have to attack to be able to do flurry of blows, I believe.
I think you can. Yeah, so I think it's either flurry of blows, or you can spend a key point to do flurry of blows, or you can just use
do
a bonus action.
Use
Punch
a bonus
once.
action for just an unarmed strike, unless that's just Boulder's Gate.
That's what I was thinking, Jesse.
Okay, so flurry of blows, that is after you take the attack action, not necessarily hit, just take the action, spend 1 key point to make two unarmed strikes as a bonus action. We could just do that whole thing again. Okay, so sure, I got
Kick some ass.
yeah, 5 the tank, and then sure, we'll try again.
You got this step.
You you technically get you also get 4 attacks with the the flurry of blows and the extra attack.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
Oh,
Roll one more.
Why?
Just in case, let's roll one
Ooh,
more.
nat one.
Roll one more just to see if we get another nat one. Come on.
Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
unlucky 13 though.
You go for your other 2 strikes, and he kind of blocks it with his greaves. And yet again, as your other strike comes in, he pushes your arm aside to redirect you.
This man is a combat genius.
Uh-oh. We are so qualified for this, guys.
Okay.
Anger. 3 applause.
Hang on, hang on, what is the other thing I was looking at that I may not be able to do? Bonus action. Okay. Oh, I'm winding you open, I guess. Okay. That's it for me.
happens. We've had some pretty bad rolls, and then we've had Abby roll like 4 natural 20s in a row.
need that energy tonight, Abby. Come on.
Okay. Nova on the back of Wesley, come around the corner, and I would like to hunter's mark the guy, and it just happens. It's not. There's no save for it, so he's hunter's marked now. And the ability for infused strike is not a reaction. It is just something that Wesley can do.
Mm-hmm.
So for both my attacks, she does that click sound, and Wesley prepares a blast of lightning to shoot at the same time as both of her arrows. So I'll take 2 shots at him.
All right.
I'll try to. So let me just check I'm on everything I should be. So 1, 2. 21? 5?
Yeah, those hit.
Okay, so I'm hoping this rolls properly. This should roll the damage and then infuse strike and hunter's mark. So that's 1d8 plus 4, that's correct. 1d6 plus 1d. Yeah, okay, so that rolls that's fine. So that's 10 piercing. Well, no, plus. I'm trying to separate it so it's more helpful. Plus 4, so 10, so 14 piercing, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 is lightning damage for the first hit.
All right.
And then the second one is 7 plus 5 is 12 piercing, and then 4 lightning damage.
Big damage. Nice rolls.
And then I will have it 40 feet of movement for Wesley, so it's 15 to get where I was. That's 15. That's 20 to get there. And then 30 to get there. So I will then circle back around to here. How's the door looking?
The door
is it
still opening. The little beam is still hitting the blade, and it's opening upwards. You can kind of see that it's off the ground about a foot.
Okay. I will sort of although I'm going to kind of turn my body more so to face the door just to make sure that nothing is going to get us from behind. So I'm watching the door more than I'm watching him, which could be a mistake. But that's what I'm going to do.
So the action in which you took, just for visualization, taking advantage of the monk blurring out his lightning fast blows. My tongue and the speed I speak in. You throw out your 2 arrows, one of them hitting him on the leg as he kind of kneels down for a second, grabs it immediately and rips it out, and then the other one hitting him on the shoulder, and he does the same thing. All right. Who's next?
I'm open to going. Talia is gonna run behind this guy.
Oh my god.
She's gonna try and do her best to help. She is going to cast so basically she's going to enact a blood curse.
Ooh.
Which this is really weird. I'm doing my best. Basically I'm applying the curse to my pike, which I would specifically would like to apply my Crimson Right, which basically means I will take a d6 of damage, but should I hit, I get a d6 of fire damage to my attacks.
Ooh. This is fancy.
And that's because I activated it. So because I'm activating it, I need to roll my damage now to see if I, die. It's 4 damage to Talia. She kind of does quickly a little slice, do her thing. And then do I have advantage because I'm flanking?
You do.
Let's go. I get 2 attacks. So 15 and a natural 20.
Nice.
The 15 just hits, and the natural
Okay.
20 obviously hits.
Okay. So the first one's 2 points of piercing damage, and then I get to roll a d6 of fire damage for the first one. So the first one is 2 piercing, 2 fire. The second one is another 2. So that is my pike's 1d10 plus 1, so that's 11. Is the Crimson Right doubled as well?
It's
Or no?
max as well. Yes, max plus the roll. All dice are, so it counts as a dice roll.
It's 11 plus 3, 14. Doing math. So that's 22 points total on the second roll.
Ooh.
Nice. You give him your 2 stabs with the pike from behind him, and with the first one he kind of turns around, but not fast enough for you to hit him with the second one, getting a critical hit on him.
Talia looks downright terrified right now. Like her teeth are chattering, her snakes are flailing around her hair. She's doing her damnedest to try and help the situation she might have sparked by talking dirty.
Yippee wahoo.
Yippee.
All right, that ends everyone's turn.
I don't think I want to be an adventurer anymore.
Fine.
As your turn ends, a layer action activates. The orb continues its beam, concentrated beam, and the door begins to raise up slower. The room pulses again with a strange reddish light. The floors begin to shift as a bunch of the squares or plating move around. I would like everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Saving throw.
Not here, but you know what I'm working with. Okay, what are we rolling? Oh no, my roll 20 glit. No.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Roll 20 is being interesting. Hold on.
Batman.
Oh, it's okay. I was
There we
about to
go.
say. Not Castilla, Step of the Wind, and Talia.
It's not handy.
I have 2 dexterity so far. I need 2 more. Or 3 more.
I have
Yep, working on
disadvantage.
it.
I have disadvantage due to my armor, so I got 3.
Oh, you got 3.
Dexterity save it. Oh, that did I click on? That was misclick.
Hold
Yeah.
on. There you go. Okay,
Oh,
that's Step of the Wind. Hold on, getting non-advantage. How the
Oh,
fuck?
oh.
Oh, so you drained all my luck.
I did. Hold on, I'm rolling another just because I can. There we
Ah,
go.
The duality of
Good.
mankind.
So
That's amazing.
everyone saves, but obviously Val. Um, the plates on the floor shift around as the entire floor begins to move. All the plates shifting to different locations. In the rapid movements, you all kind of gain your footing as you jump up for a second and land back down as the plates realigned where their new placings are and lay down onto the ground. Except for you, Val, who gets tripped up from one of the plates, now falling prone. So you're now prone. We're gonna give him also a dexterity saving throw.
Fail, fail,
Fall on
fail,
your ass.
fail,
Fall on
fail,
your
fail.
ass.
Ah,
He's fine.
Dang, it'd be really funny.
is really bastard.
Fails on his own their action.
You see, in a rapid motion, some of the plates glow for a split second. Oh, well, there is the bot being the bot. And the music decided to stop. Oh well.
The bot was like, that's not dramatic enough.
They said, the bot said, I don't want to play your music anymore.
Bot's going on strike once again.
Literally the one thing I'm designed for?
There
Fuck
we go.
you.
We already have a bard here, and we're fine.
All right. So, it is now his turn.
It's not his turn.
It's now his turn, is what I said.
Oh,
Well, I gave you an opportunity to see something different, to perhaps be a part of something different. This thing, this opportunity could have granted you opportunities beyond normal measures of means. Perhaps wealth or an object you desire, or a loved one you wish to have back. All easy. But you chose otherwise. He goes to grab where his blade was. The blade on the ground disappears. Our weapons are attached to us through our soul lines. They are never out of our hands. And the blade reapparates in his sheath as he pulls it out. He goes and he does one strike towards each of you who is near him. First, towards Mr. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Mrs. Sonic the Hedgehog.
That is a 15 plus 3. That is an 18 to hit.
18 to hit.
Oh my god, you only have a 10 armor class?
What is your dexterity? You
Uh,
should have
8?
Yeah,
Wait, no, not
more than
plus
that. You
5.
have unarmored defense.
Oh, okay. That didn't update properly.
It did not update properly. Okay, I was about to say.
Okay, well, if it's
Still hits though.
yes. Am I actually wearing armor still?
Your
No.
dexterity, wearing no armor and not wielding a shield, 10 plus dexterity modifier plus wisdom modifier.
Oh.
And
Is that
You got a good old 17 going then.
okay? Well, it still hits, but it's just by a much less scary margin.
All right. That is 8 points of slashing damage. And I need you to make a
Okay.
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution. Okay, 8. Hang on, that's in my head. Yes, yeah. Okay. And then Constitution save. Well, here goes something.
Oh.
Constitution save 13
Mm-hmm.
just passes.
Oh.
He then turns around rapidly and aims towards you, Emily. I apologize for not memorizing all the names immediately, but
Talia, you're good. The teenager.
the teenager.
The baby.
An 18 as well.
Yeah, that hits.
And then he does 2 points of slashing damage only. 2 nat 1s on that one, but make a constitution saving throw.
21.
21, you save. All right.
Doing great. You got this.
He's going to bonus action, and he looks across. Let's see here.
Yep, that's good.
Let's do here. He Misty steps. Over here.
Oh.
Oh,
No.
And that ends his turn. At the end of his turn, again, 2 layer actions at the end of each person's turn. The floor panels begin to shift again and move around as the door lifts up again, even more. Everyone make a dexterity saving throw, except for Val, who's in the ground.
Woo.
First one's Talia.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 10.
But it wasn't in that one.
You just pass. It's 10 is the necessary dexterity save that's required.
There are not a lot of ways I can fail it, and I just really did.
Listen, at least it's not a 3.
And then for him,
Fail.
nope.
-6 dexterity.
You, unfortunately, Val, as you're on the ground and the plates begin to shift around, you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as one of the plates hits you across. Different areas across the floor glow for a split second again. All right, now it's your guys' turn.
Kill.
kill. Kill the man.
Well, apologies, sir, but not exactly interested in whatever cult you are proposing we join. And listen, it's inevitable. Sorry. He sneaks in everywhere. And I'm going to do I use that immediately? Okay, I still have heroism on Marigold. Not,
Marigold? Rosemary.
Rosemary.
Too many plants.
An herb.
An herb.
And gonna cast blindness on him,
Ooh.
which is not concentration.
All right. And it requires a Constitution saving throw.
Damn.
I'm actually rolling pretty high numbers right now, except for the damage, I guess.
Can't win them all.
It's gonna move there and end my turn.
Who's next?
Is Rosemary able to stand, or am I still prone?
Yeah, it's half your movement to stand up.
Okay.
It's just one of those things that if you guys fall when it's his turn next, then he gets advantage on whoever's on the ground, and if he falls when it's your guys' turn, you guys get advantage on him.
That's gonna be fun.
I am going to give Rosemary a bardic inspiration die, and that is it's 1d8, and the visual effect is like a mote of energy, like just that looks like a music note floating around Rosemary. But unless you take an attack roll, then okay, actually, the bardic inspiration has an effect if it like different effects: ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. So give me a minute to type those in, while someone else can take their turn.
I will, because I have this thing as my fighting style as a ranger that's called close quarters shooter. And part of it is that I ignore half cover and 3/4 cover against targets within 30 feet of me, so I don't get a disadvantage when attacking them. If I were here, does he count as being under? Is he under full cover? Because I can still kind of see his like shoulder essentially.
It would be half cover.
Okay, so I would ignore that with my ability.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I will do that then. Cause I want to be within 30 feet of him, but like not that far. It's kind of my whole build relies on being sort of kind of close to him. Okay. As a bonus action, because it's not a spell, I will. I touch my bow, and the sort of kind of the outside of it starts to like freeze up and crisp into like a frost. And along her, like Nova's, like the bare parts of her arms and across her cheeks, you see almost like these frosted scales appear over her skin. And I will use chromatic infusion to infuse my bow with cold damage. So I get an extra d4 of cold damage. So now I just have a bunch of shield. And again, she'll do the clicking noise, and Wesley will light up again. And I will take 2 shots at him again with my longbow.
24 hits.
So the first one is 12 piercing. I don't know if it's relevant, but 4 lightning damage. 4 ice cold damage, 4 cold damage, 6 lightning damage, and 16 slashing damage for the first attack.
Sure does damage.
Yeah, this whole build is basically stacking random actions. That's what I've learned from the Drake Warden. And the second attack is 12 plus 4, so that's another 16 piercing, 1 cold, and another 6, and another 6 lightning. So I don't know if he's immune to any of that. That's the only reason I'm separating it. But if he's not, okay, then I'll just do it all in one go. Then it's 23 for the second hit and 26 for the first one.
As you
49.
throw your arrows, they kind of curve over the corner, hitting him directly, one on the shoulder as the frost kind of kicks in first, and then the lightning shocks across the icy leftover of the bow or the arrow. He goes to grabs it as the second one hits him on the other leg, and he kneels down to one ground. Imitation, a mockery of our magics.
She, in draconic, she will say that you're the one to talk. And I will move again back with Wesley with the remaining of my movement back to the door.
Okay.
Just to keep an eye on it.
Who's next?
This can be either.
Here you go.
Hmm.
'Cause-
Go right ahead.
yeah, that's still. Wow, still a Talia.
She's with us in spirit.
Exactly. Talia still having the blood maledict up. Because it only drops unless. Question: does this man have blood?
He does. He does have
Cool.
blood. It bleeds.
Because I should have checked before. Because if he didn't have blood, then the previous curse wouldn't have worked.
He is a dragonborn. He has blood.
Okay, great.
That's such a funny question. Does this creature have blood?
Does he have blood?
Hey, you got any blood in there?
I would like to attack twice. First one doesn't hit. I know that much.
The second one does hit though.
Yippee! And then I get to add on my little. That is 5 points piercing and 2 points of fire damage.
All right.
Yippee! That's all Talia can do. Stab. I feel like I'm playing Castilla, but with fire.
Listen, Castilla would try talking her way through this, not going to stab.
Oh yeah, no. Talia is attack first, talk later.
Who's next?
All right. Well, I'll follow up on that. I'm gonna try. Oop, that's not the right button.
Surround this man.
Yeah, just
Kill him.
POV. We are going to beat you to death, and to that effect. All right, come on, please. Normal roll. Oh my god. Okay,
All right.
that's a
There's
hit. Another roll. Did I click this? Yes, a bludgeon. Cool. Hits, and then another hit. That's a 14.
That
Does
one
that hit?
does not hit, unfortunately. It just
Okay,
doesn't
well-
hit.
All right. Well, following up that first one, I'm just gonna spend a key, and then do flurry of blows. So we're just gonna keep on trucking.
Striking. That hits.
27 hit.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
All
11
right.
bludgeoning. Nice.
And then one more. Come on, we're approaching a very cool number on the die. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
21.
all right.
All nice rolls.
All right, and that is my turn.
All right, you go in and you punch, hitting him with the first one as he's just been impaled with these arrows. He's turned around, been hit with the spike, and he begins to lift up. You hit him with the first punch, and as you do, you go for the second strike, and he kind of leans back to dodge it. But then as he pulls forward, you hit him with the last two strikes. He's looking pretty rough.
Mm. Oh, sorry. That is my turn. I believe it is just Rosemary left.
Just Rosemary left.
Yeah. Rosemary is gonna grab at him and kind of try and shove him up against the wall
Whoa.
and kind of put the shield between, kind of pin him up against the wall between, with her shield, if possible.
Make a strength check.
What would I roll for that? What kind of dice?
D20 plus your strength modifier.
Okay.
And for the bardic inspiration, if you want to use it, is a D8.
Okay.
Yeah.
is 12 plus. Oh my god, why can't I do math? 12 plus 6, please.
18.
18.
18.
Thank you. Okay. I used a bardic inspiration for that.
Okay. For with an ability check, you can. The creature can roll the bardic inspiration die again and choose which roll to use as the mote pops and emits a colorful, harmless sparks.
So you can
So you-
reroll that d8 if you see if you get a higher number.
Okay. No.
All right.
Okay. 18's still pretty good. You pin him onto this pillar right here as he's now grappled.
Behind that. No. Spiss again. What were you saying about the door?
Behind there lies someone who's able to grant your every wish as long as you align your allegiance with him, regardless of who you are.
Well, we can figure that. We can figure that ourselves with some extra backup. With that,
I don't need you for that, though.
Well,
Someone.
you can dispose of me, but if he sees a bunch of strangers, then who knows what he's going to do.
Sounds like somebody that shouldn't. That I can say this. Well, sounds like somebody who should stay behind that stupid door. Then, huh?
Not for me. He looks you in your eyes. I know that look. I've lost someone too. I've seen what he can do.
is he gonna take an action? Try and take an action, or
She hasn't ended her turn yet.
fair enough.
She's gonna.
Is that all you do?
She's gonna use the Sunblade on him.
Okay.
I don't need him. Attack. Hold on. I just had my dice. That is. Sorry, I have to do my own math to figure out what my hit, if I hit, or
Numbers are also my enemy.
that is attack. It's 9. That's 22.
22 hits.
And with hesitancy on, but base roll is 19, so
Yeah, that'll do it.
That'll still do it. Yep.
Okay.
Roll for damage.
Let's say 7, 8, 9. 12 radiant.
12 points of radiant damage. Okay. You strike him, hitting him with the blade as you have him pinned onto the wall with the shield. Almost embedding the blade a bit onto his side. Are you sure this is the direction you want to take this? That's it. That's all he says. Does that end your turn, Val?
Yeah.
Okay. As your turn ends, the ground begins to shift around again. Everyone make a dexterity saving throw, except for him, because he's being pinned up to the wall, so he's not touching the ground.
Talia. Yay!
Yeah, I didn't roll the one failing number.
Everyone succeeds.
No.
Val.
2.
Okay.
No.
As you do, you fall prone, letting him go, and he hits the ground. And it is now his turn. Well, clearly, this is too much for me like this. And he grabs his scimitar, crystal blade, holds it up to himself. The blade shines with this greenish glow. Indra, veneno, and it shatters. As it does, his form changes.
Fuck.
Let's hope this, well, considering where I got it, this might just be all a big old white block, but let's see. I always try to get like a JPEG or something, or just get the backgrounds and not show up, but it doesn't work. As always.
Yay, fake PNG.
Yeah.
Dragon. Is it a big dragon or oh, it's a big dragon.
Somewhat tall. If I could hold 2 squares and not make it look goofy instead of 4, I would, but I'm not going to. We're just gonna do 4. He's not a full-size dragon by any means. More of like a younger dragon in size, but he's got a more humanoid shape to him. There's strange pieces about this draconic form that don't fully imitate a dragon and don't fully imitate a dragonborn. His wings glow this crystal-like gem lighting, just like the blade itself. Yes, Owen?
Does he still count as a humanoid?
Technically, no.
Okay. Thankfully, that only, from what I can tell, makes only one of my spells not work on him. Okay, yeah, thankfully.
He then lifts himself up. You see his eyes almost turn cloudy as this layer of skin covers his irises. His jaw unhinges, and he begins to let out, almost like as his head turns towards the ground, throws up this thick gas.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It now covers. Let's get a square, or rectangle, or whatever. It covers about this much of the area.
Oh boy.
Damn.
So everyone needs to make a Constitution saving throw that's within this area first.
Okay.
Hey, that's a good save.
It is a good save. All right, well, Talia got a 10.
Is Gork in that?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
You're better than
14 for
me.
step.
14 pretty good.
That is. You got 8.
8. So, the 14 and the 15 pass. The 10 and the 8 do not. You guys are poisoned.
Let's go!
And it is now, you're considered suffocating currently.
Oh, no.
As he does that, he lifts his head up, this gas still protruding from his maw, and it begins to focus. The gas begins to rapidly shoot out faster and faster and faster as it focuses into a small beam, and he rapidly spins his head backwards. Owen and Abby's character make a dexterity saving throw as this beam dashes across, going across towards where you guys are at. 23 saves. 11 does not. Owen, you duck. Even though you can't breathe currently in this area, you duck, and the blade, the beam just misses you. You see it making carvings, essentially, or just ripping through all the rock and rubble. You do not, unfortunately, dodge it, Nova. You take big damage. This is something you can completely dodge, but if you don't, 24 points of acid damage as the blade hits you, or the beam hits you, almost corroding you immediately as you kind of shoo it off. You take heavy damage. Part of your armor starts to rip apart.
As it hits Nova, she pulls her arms up to her face, and the scales that are like icy on her skin kind of like flash for a second. And I get chromatic infusion. So no, sorry, reactive resistance. The other one, apologies. To give myself resistance to acid damage.
Okay.
So I only take half of that.
As you do that, you see him turn, and he gives you an eye. Unique tricks, imitations of our abilities. And then he lifts his crystal wings, and you see an after image of him as he is going to move. I'm on the rectangle, so I accidentally made another rectangle. Appears here. 1 second he's there, you see an after image of smoke, and he reappears over there. So, as his turn ends, the plates shift again. This is for the last time. Everyone make a dexterity saving throw.
We panic.
Except for Val. You just take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Let's
I'm good.
go. Another
Saves.
concussion.
Well, I say step the wind saves. Oh shit, we're poisoned, so it's disadvantage.
Wait.
Advantage.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, I did it. I'm not gonna have a good time. 10.
Just pass.
I feel yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
So everyone just passes. And now, everyone who's within the smoke and is poisoned, you take an automatic 12 points of poison damage. Black veins begin to rile up from within your eye areas, as it's hard for you to breathe.
As if you're in it and already poisoned?
If you're in it, you just take the poison damage. The people who are poisoned get the added effect of being poisoned.
Great.
Okay, so you just take the 12 damage if you're just in there?
Yep. Because you're still suffocating within this
Oh,
Shit.
Uh-oh.
area.
Oh, great. That's not good. Great.
Nova, as the turn ends, you hear a click, and you see the orb in front of you as you're on the ground. Oh, you're not. You didn't get pinned. As you're kind of reeling in pain a little bit, the orb kind of lays back down onto the ground.
That's one good thing. She looks up and she's like, "Oh, there's a cloud of death over there now."
The benefits of the heroics spell drop on Rosemary. The heroism, yeah.
All right.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Now yours turns.
Okay.
Talia is going to run out of Death Cloud Zone,
Good start.
and then she would like to drink her potion of healing.
All right.
What do I roll again? I don't use potions a lot.
Medium potion. Let me see.
We're all like, who uses potions these days?
So how many?
Talia remembered what she was told.
It's
It's-
two. It says 2d4 plus your Constitution for me modifier.
So the 4 plus 4, 8.
8 points of healing.
Does that help with the poisoned or no?
You are still poisoned,
Shit,
unfortunately.
am I suffocating?
You are no longer suffocating. You're not in the smoke anymore.
That's good at least. Unfortunately, I think that's all Talia could do unless she wants to run back in the smoke.
I would like to also use the healing.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, well, first, gonna run. You know what? I'm in bad enough shape to where I'm just gonna run out over here too. And then.
Same potion, so it's the same.
Yes.
So you get a +1.
Yes, so 2d4 plus 1. That's something.
Better than nothing.
Objectively speaking, yes, better than nothing. Okay. And you know what? I think that's it for me too.
Rosemary is gonna follow these two. Is gonna follow these two, and is gonna put a hand on. Oh shoot. Do I need to? Would it be an action to just do lay on hands for one of them, or could I do both of them at the same time?
If you use your action, I feel like I would allow both of them.
Okay.
If they're within range for you to just put both your hands on each person, yeah.
Yeah. It says I can cure multiple diseases and neutralize multiple poisons with a single use of lay of hands, but not multiple. It doesn't say anything about multiple people. Two different.
That's fine.
Okay. Then he's gonna put a hand on both of them and do lay on hands, cure them both of poison, um, and just go. I I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're doing your best.
I'm sorry for you on this whole trip.
On my guy's turn, I am going. Uh, yeah, screw it. Actually, wait. Blindness is not concentration. So yeah, actually, since no one's at the risk of immediately dying, going to cast do another casting of blindness / deafness on him.
All right. That is a Constitution saving throw, was it?
Yep.
That is not a save.
Yeah.
And at maximum, that he is now blind for 10 turns until he succeeds on the save.
Okay. Who's next?
I think it's unless you want a bonus action, Owen, or want to move.
I am going to give bardic inspiration to Nova, and would I be able to just yell out at him?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Gork's is just gonna yell out. We still do not care about your bloody cult, you green melting weirdo. Green melting bastard. Just doing his best to goad him to attack him.
Can I do another quick door check?
Can you do a what?
Can I do a door check?
You
I
can.
will look in.
You look within the door and it's completely open. The room is dark and the door there's a dim red glow. You can kind of make a perception check as a free action. Or whatever.
Okay. I have dark vision up to 60 feet.
Okay.
So I don't know if that affects anything. It might be magical dark vision.
It will help you. It will help.
Okay. What am I doing? Perception. +8. Let's go rainbow dice.
Rainbow dice.
Oh, rainbow dice, you failed me. 5 plus 8, so 13
Loved it.
total. Love didn't win, did you just say?
Maybe.
I love that. That took me out. Yeah, 13 total.
13 total. You look within the room with your dark vision. Even with your dark vision, it seems very dark within this room. But you can make out what looks like to be a chair, and something is slumped on it.
Oh, good.
Same.
Lovely. Okay.
I guess more of like a throne, but it's a chair made out of the very rock itself, so it's shaped.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say that aloud. I'm not in the business of trying to wake it up if it is a thing and can be woken up. But I will certainly say it loud enough for Gork to hear. That there's someone in that
there's a thing in the chair that may or may not be a humanoid. I'm assuming it's a humanoid based on what he's been talking about there being someone in there. That's my assumption. I will. Can I see through this fog? This like cloud that he's put down here?
It's hard to see through.
Okay. So I don't know if anyone's still left in there. Okay, I will. Oh, is going into that room a bad idea? He's my only source of help. I look at Gork and look back at the door. Is it a bad idea for me to go in there, Rowan?
Probably.
Okay. I will take that as all I need to know, and I will, as I'm here, and I'm within 30, well, and because of my close quarters shooter, I don't have disadvantage on my attack rolls, even though I am close combat with him. So I don't get a disadvantage, which is nice. So I will take 2 more attacks at him, and again, Wesley will ignite the arrows. Natural 20. And a natural 1. What's that spell called? The
Perfectly
wheel and woe?
balanced, as all things should be.
Okay. Oh my goodness. So it's a double dice and then a single roll. So let me do this all with my calculator because that's easier than rolling things and rolling the wrong math. So it's 1d8, so 8, 16 as a base, plus 4, plus chromatic infusion is 1d4, which would be a 4. I don't know why that took my brain so long to figure that one out. Plus 6, plus 6 for Hunter's Mark. And then I'm gonna roll the natural 1 to be my like normal damage, just so it doesn't double it from the natural 20.
Okay.
Plus 10, plus 9. So 55 total damage.
Nice.
Hit from my arrow. Yeah, it's just the one arrow that's sort of infused with the lightning and the cold damage that sort of like spins toward him. And then she whiffs the second shot, which I imagine is kind of anticlimactic. And I will. Oh my gosh, I don't like him being this close to me, but so much stuff everywhere. Can I do something? No, I can't. Okay. We will move. I don't feel like I'm going to be cornered either way. I perhaps somewhat stupidly, I probably will stay where I'll move you like a little bit to the left, but I'll stay where I am because I feel like I'm going to be cornered otherwise, which seems like a bad idea. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I have any bonus actions. I don't believe so. No. And no, yeah, that's it. That is my turn.
Wow. With that, you shoot the arrow, infused with its elements. He turns to look at you as he looks like he's about to let out another one of those beams. And you hit him dead through the mouth. You hear as he goes down onto one knee. And his form changes. The shattered pieces of the blade now within the ground reform into the blade. I need to Ah, that's not what I should have done. Oh well. You live and you learn.
Wait.
And we get to tomorrow.
I closed a page that I needed open, but it's fine.
Ah.
Uh, I apologize. I apologize. Give me a second.
Dare you do what you need to do to be a DM, Jesse?
How dare I?
We've all closed a page we needed to before in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Already done it today.
Yep.
So, you're now out of combat. He's kneeling down on one knee because he didn't heal from transforming. He just transformed. That was
Ah.
enough.
Really?
That was enough.
He's in his humanoid form and still
Yeah.
alive.
Kneeling down, the blade on the ground, still alive.
All right. I assume it would not be too much of an ask to for Gork to just have some rope on him.
I mean, I have some rope if you would like it.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, Nova will toss her rope across.
Yeah, I mean, Gork is going to first of all move over here, hold his breath while going past the poison gas,
Mhm.
and gesture for Nova to move towards him, and yeah, Gork is going to do his best to effectively manhandle this guy into just to tie him up and restrain him.
Isn't he dead?
I'll help.
He's at least on a knee.
Yeah,
so
he still seems to be alive.
Gotcha. Thought he died.
not yet.
And yep, without effort, he doesn't really have much strength to fight back left.
Yeah, gonna use a somewhat excessive amount of rope, but to tie him up, but don't care. Do not care.
Let's restrain them at least, so he doesn't.
He looks like a cartoon pirate, like he has so much rope around his entire body.
Honestly, kinda. And I am going to use my staff of healing on him for cure with let's say first level cure wounds.
This is also not gone once he leaves this world.
Is a cell.
All right.
Okay. 1d8 plus 5. So he regains 10 HP.
Okay. He's at the edge of his life, but he's there, stable.
Yeah, heavily restrained, and
Are you guys all right down there?
We're good.
Alive? There's a big pot of poison.
It's gone.
Never mind. I'm delirious.
That makes sense.
Gork is gonna be fireman carrying this guy, like over his shoulders.
You pick him up. You hear a grunt from him. And that's it. His blade lies on the ground.
All right. Nova, you got any cloth, leather, whatever you need to possibly pick that thing up? Might be useful if the might be able to get some sense of wherever this guy's might get some sense of this guy's abilities and whatnot.
I have I that wasn't the voice. I have a robe. I could wrap it on that, I suppose.
Yeah, that should work. Hopefully.
I'll happily. I'll put the kind of like when you're picking up glass, I guess. I would put the robe over the stuff first, and then like scoop it inward rather than like picking it up myself.
With a piece of cloth?
Yeah, like it's like a robe. I think it's like a vestment type esque thing, but robes. It's easier.
Okay. You do so. The greenish sheen of the crystal blade gives a nice glow. But now you have it.
Evil green blade.
And don't take poison damage from it.
If you're not directly contacted with it, no.
Evil green blade in cloth. That's what it's going down as. He's alive, but just slightly.
He'll make it.
And
Hope so, at least.
the door's open, and there may or may not be a slumped over person in it. I couldn't really tell, but based on what he was talking about, it kind of implied that there might be a person in there.
Yeah, should we shut that?
I do not think we can, considering figuring out how to close it would probably take too long. Right now, so considering this shouldn't take too long to get back to the base. Just get to this guy, bring this guy in, have him restrained, considering his whole dragon thing, and report back, and we can come back here with reinforcements.
Okay, I mean, not too keen on this getting, widespread. A lot of people who might do something dumb.
Well,
In Draconic, can I ask Wesley if he has any ideas on how to close this thing? Since he knows Old Dragon better than I do.
You look for Wesley.
Don't take my son from me. I'm kidding, do whatever you want.
And you don't see him.
Wesley! I do my clicks that I would normally do to like pull him to heal if he's kind of doing whatever he does. Sometimes he wanders off.
No response.
No.
You hear a little bit of motion coming from within the room.
Jesse.
Do I feel him? Because we have like a spiritual connection.
You feel him.
Okay, so he's not dead. That's good. It's a good start, right,
I
guys?
don't think it's good in this situation.
I mean, yeah, she'll start going over there because they're spiritually bonded. That's my version of a wife.
You see
That's my dead
Wesley
wife.
within the room, staring at the body on the throne, almost enamored.
In Draconic, I say, "What the f are you doing there?"
No response.
Scolding a
Gork's
child.
Gork is also going to yell out, "Oi, Wesley, the hell are you doing? The hell are you doing down there?"
He takes a step forward.
No.
And you hear in Draconic almost like a call. It's strange. It's not a word in particular. It's a sound. He turns to look at you. And he does the same call towards you. Nova.
my son, my boy.
The teenager, not the dragon.
Ah. And he's just staring at me.
Mm-hmm.
I
Sitting on his hind in place.
don't be a bad dragon. No, I will. I will. His favorite little snack. I will cast Good Berry, and I will hold my hand out and kind of like lower myself down, like classic like How to Train Your Dragon style. Like this is I imagine how they became bonded, and she sort of like tries to see if she gets a reaction from him, and if she does or does not, then she will do something else.
He looks at your hand, and he looks back at the chair, and he sits there.
Okay.
I'm going. I'm going to ask what is the I immediately forgot his name. No, Wesley.
Wesley,
Uh,
my boy.
What is his intelligence score?
He is not very smart.
Is it above 4?
Yes,
Okay.
because he is considered an intelligent being. He just doesn't have like he's not smart.
Yeah.
But classic summon. He can only speak Draconic though, so he doesn't understand any other language. Technically.
Either way, Gork is going to cast Tasha's hideous laughter on him.
What is that?
Wisdom saving throw or fall prone.
Hold on. Okay, he's not immune to that. I just had to check because Osera would have been immune to that. So its wisdom saving throw is +2 plus my proficiency bonus, which is 4. Oh no, 3. Sorry, I'm thinking of Cersei. So that's 5. So he has a +5. D20 makes it, meets it, beats it. Okay. I'll step into the room. That's what he wants me to do. I'll step into the room. He's my son. He's my boy.
You step into the room, and the gems on the wall begin to glow a little brighter. As you take your step in, yes?
Oh, Rosemary's gonna follow immediately after.
We're gonna get locked in here.
Grabs your arm. It's like, Sam's gonna grab Talia's arm and go, hey, why don't we start making our way back and try to, just get a head start. I'm sure these guys gotta hear. Just kind of like
You're getting the biggest glare. We're not leaving them. There's a body up there. A weird body and things are glowing. We're not leaving them here. It's worse than the dragon.
Gork is going to also approach and still carrying the guy, but okay. Wait, let me do some math here, because I want to see if I can. Do you have an idea of how much he would weigh? How much he would weigh?
He's massive.
He's a larger dragon. He's not in his weird dragon form anymore. He's just the dragonborn again.
No, I'm talking about Wesley.
Wesley is massive. Wesley is a Drake Warden is like kind of for us equivalents. It's like the size of like an elephant. It's like really big. Shorter than an elephant, but big.
Anyone having a large reduce?
He is massive.
I will say though, as you enter the room, You hear the man on your shoulder say, "And three's the number." The scales that
My son,
emanated from
traitor.
your arm before glow, Nova. These lines across your arm. I figured you had some blood in you. The ground shifts, and a pulse. It leads to the chair. Two yellow eyes glow. My apologies. Master, I. And you hear silence. You have failed me. Look at you in your sorry state. He stands. He looks towards you, holding the Dragonborn. And he lifts one finger up, and the Dragonborn explodes.
Oh!
Upper dice.
Along with your shoulder and your arm.
Oh.
Okay then. Dealing how much?
Well, let's see.
No.
Let's see.
It is a lot of damage.
Well,
I need to correct ASAP. I gotta
Oh, well, I rolled pretty badly, though. 16
Holy.
points of damage, but you're going to be taking that as you're bleeding out. So that is the consistent damage you're taking per minute.
oh.
Me rapidly check
Nova
healing person.
hit the ground almost immediately. Kind of holding yourself up with your arms, but you're prone. Wow.
He's doing
As he takes a few steps forward, you now see his image. I guess I'll do different art from the one I've, since you're seeing him face forward instead.
Okay.
How impeded would my guy's healing be?
From the potion?
Spell like, would he still be able to cast spells?
I mean, do you need both your arms?
No, because I also have, I mean, a warcaster does specify weapons and while holding weapons or shield.
You have a one-handed flute.
Attempt to heal yourself, Owen.
Oh.
The amounts you're going to be able to heal from the physical damage that you have. I mean, we'll see if it matters. You hear him walk forward. He picks up the green blade that now apparates on his feet. I'm going to give one of you a chance. By my side. And the rest of you are gone. Or
It's on it.
you can all die.
It is 2d4 for the potion of healing, right?
Yep.
All right.
I do not like to.
Who are you?
My name is of no importance to those who will not have a life to remember. A minute has passed. He points his fingers towards the tabaxi. Another explosion as one of your legs blows up, taking 29 points of damage.
I think you're dead.
Oh, I'm so good.
Oh, I don't think you have that many hit points.
Yeah, no, I'm.
You don't have that many hit points.
Yeah, no, I'm down.
Oh no.
He's
17.
blowing everyone up.
You're negative 12 hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Who wants to survive?
I look at Talia. Or I try to look at Talia.
Talia's shaken. She's not saying anything. She's crying, probably.
To leave, we can gladly do so.
Oh, I don't want you to leave. You're going to stay here forever. In place of me. This throne will feel lonely without someone in here. Whole or not. Another minute has passed.
He said
Maybe
you
like
can
10
grant.
seconds.
He said you can grant a wish.
I can gift you anything if I achieve what I require.
And that is?
Ascension.
Ooh! Oh no! That's Emily screaming.
Mm-hmm.
My father has been up there for far too long. It's my turn.
Platinum Dragon?
Yes.
And if my
You cut off, Elle.
oh. And if my wish is for them to go, can I stay?
Unfortunately, no. He points fingers towards you, Vel. Your torso explodes. 42 points of damage. Damn, that's 3 12s. Wow.
6 points of damage. 6 points of. I have 6 hit points left.
Oh, jeez.
Plus, I'm still poisoned.
Oh no. I think the poison damage actually kills you.
My sense of time, perhaps, is not the same.
Please. Just stop. I don't. And she's like kind of like trying to push herself off the ground, but the force is just, she's never felt it before, so it's like something that she's like, I don't really know how to struggle against it. Please, just you said that you want ascension. Look, I'll help you. I'll help you get ascension if you let them go. I will devote everything to making sure that you get up there if you let them live. Please.
Such selflessness. And yet you do not learn your lesson. I do not plan for anyone here to live besides whoever decides to assist me. I'm sorry, Half-Blood.
Does it need to only be one?
There is only one blade.
Oh no.
My gift to those who follow in my footsteps. And for the rest, well, he points towards you. Again, another explosion for you, Owen. 39 points.
And using the feature I kind of forgot about, Stone's Endurance reduces that by 1d12. Thank fuck.
Talia, Talia, please listen to me. I know you're terrified, but you have a life to live, and you need to. Please, please, take that blade. You can't die here.
Talia kind of just looks at the rest of the party. What are your expressions?
Gork is a small bit of fear, but a lot of that is sort of covered by the amount of grit he's got on his face, as he's like with his remaining hand shuffling on his pack, looking for the staff of healing.
Yeah, and half of his body is kind of gone.
That as well.
The right end of his upper torso is blown to bits.
Rosemary is on the ground, bleeding out.
Wide-eyed.
Yeah, still visibly poisoned.
Yeah, Steph is, if not dead, more or less close to it, without really any like down and bleeding out.
Talia is trying her best to. Sorry, Talia. Nova is trying her best to look at Talia, but she's like you know when you're just like so stressed that you start crying, but you're not like crying. That's kind of what she's doing. She's like she's got so much like she's got a very pleading expression. Like she doesn't want this kid that just wanted to tag along and have fun and be an adventurer. She doesn't want her to die. Not here, not underground.
Talia's gonna reach out to take the blade. Can you make it painless for them?
I can barely hear you, Emily. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm leaning away. Can you make it painless for them?
I can. You see that? That I can agree with.
While that's going on, my guy's gonna reach in for the staff of healing, casting Mass Cure Wounds. Even though
My man, you're gonna make this worse.
Everyone heals 17 HP, despite despite how irrelevant it may be, but
I'm back to full health. I'm ready to fight again.
As you're about to do that, his eyes glare towards you, and you see the light from the staff dim. Magical armaments are not strong enough for mine to dispel. There's no more magic surging through that staff. Take it.
Is Wesley still there?
Yeah, Wesley's just there. You see Wesley's eyes, and you see something you've never seen before. A glaze. There's life there. He's not fully conscious.
I will say, I will throw, or try to throw my little berries that I made for him, toward him. And I will say, in Draconic, to Wesley, Wesley, I don't know if you can hear me. Please, if there's any part of you left, find Talia. Connect with Talia. Protect Talia. And that's it.
going to take the blade, little girl? As you grab
Before she does do it, she's gonna take off her compass necklace and just kind of toss it in the direction of the others. It doesn't do anything. It's just it's a keepsake that she had from her parents before they died. And then she'll take the blade.
As you grab the blade, it glows. The veins shoot up your arm, and you get another vision. Someone walking from right outside the village. Same white clothing, cloaked. Cloak goes down, black long hair, and a cross on her back.
Oh, fuck.
It's Raven.
Yeah.
I swear it's not. Okay.
The village behind her in shambles,
Or your region team about something.
and your vision ends. And as it does, all you see is red clouds of mist. No more bodies anywhere, except for the little dragon creature. I forgot what it's called.
Wesley?
What? Yeah, well, I forgot the kind of dragon. Is what
Oh,
it-
the Drake.
the drake. You see a small line attaching you ethereally to the drake. All right, I guess he's yours now. I don't care. And he begins to walk out of the room quickly. There are individuals waiting for us. Talia. And that's it. You walk out of the room. You look back for one more second. You look at the blade now in your hands. Your soul lines attached to it. You can visibly see these lines protrude from you. And you walk off. And that's the end of the session.
Oh,
Can we like fucking kill this bad in the
Oh my
campaign?
God.
Because what the fuck?
so our guys get to live a happy life in the future.
Like, can we just cause like a fucking time paradox where this doesn't happen and this guy's fucking dead? Because like,
AU version.
fuck?
Your man is deceased.
Who knows? Maybe you guys did end up killing him, but like I said, he comes back. That's the point of him. He
Oh
resurrects.
my god!
Yeah.
Son of a
You see-
bitch. Okay. So
Listen,
there's this dragon kid that
I am sure we can find methods of permanent imprisonment, or as permanent as we can manage.
Well, maybe this was the method, Owen. In
We
here.
opened
ruined
it.
Maybe this is where he ended up. Maybe this was the
Victor.
end solution.
but
Future
also,
Victor
why
is
did they
rolling
send-
right now.
Because these guards saw there was a teenager here. So let's send in these 4 individuals and a teenager. And yes, everything's hunky dory, but a lot of people died. But also, they never came and backed us up at all.
They lied.
Liar.
They had no idea what was in here, and also there was no investigation or any checks on any of the guards that were left.
Yeah.
Who knows if they were even guards?
Oh god.
Yeah.
It's true.
Damn. Here was thinking the teenager was gonna die, and we just pulled a reverse Uno card.
I know.
Dude, he was 20 to stay and never be traumatized. I didn't think it would be this extent.
My
Young
son betrayed
family.
me, and I was very upset.
If
I
it's
promise Talia.
condolences to you, he had no will to do so.
That's
he
why
did-
that's what I was thinking. He could help her because I was like, it's not him, but he betrayed me.
He did kind of pull through in between that and bonded himself to Talia at the very last moment.
you get a really cool ass Drake, Talia. You can infuse your weapon strikes with 1d6 at your chosen damage type.
Talia, you got to see all your friends get exploded and die, and you had to make the choice to either die with them or live. And yet you get a cool dragon out of it.
You get a cool dragon out of it, and as you level up, your dragon can learn how to fly.
Let's go.
Oh.
Pretty good
You
trade
can be
off.
on the back of a winged Drake.
Hey guys, Talia finally got her family that she low-key wanted, except it's this weird-ass dragon guy who's probably not the best parental figure.
Awful role model.
Considering he exploded your others.
The ones she actually cared about, yeah.
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah, it was a bunch of low-level people in a room with a demigod. So
Yeah.
I mean,
We were fucked.
God, this is
I was
weird.
completely expecting the Dragonborn guy to be the big threat, and I was like, and I honestly thought that that we were kind of just wiping the floor with him.
We were doing so good.
Wow,
But
this is so easy.
The true
Too
threat was
easy.
in this room all along.
so as far as we know, if there's ever a second campaign, because he's the main villain for the second campaign, Talia would be now El Veneno. She's now a member of his group. And
Oh
would
boy.
probably be an antagonist. Well,
Yay.
not willingly, I guess, but
Very
depending.
unwillingly.
A lot more complicated of a character.
Great.
And now her tragic backstory involves a thinly veiled parody of Sonic the Hedgehog. You're welcome, everybody.
Yeah, Sonic was gonna die. I was like, there's no way. As much as I like Sonic being here, I was gonna let Sonic be. Can you imagine Sonic pulling out the blade, speaking Spanish,
Dragon
and being like, I am one of the members.
I'm important to the story.
Hey guys, whoa!
There you go.
Fine.
You're gonna have to fucking die.
You want the sword or the chili dog?
Originally, I gave the opportunity, if took in, but things don't go always as planned. For Vel to be the one to
Yeah.
portray you guys.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
I don't like being evil.
I really wanted to.
You were Veltuk instead and then killed Guy immediately.
Okay. Actually, I was gonna try to, but then the whole thing with Nova's with Wesley happened, where I was gonna ask for the sword and it was gonna just go into the room and see what happened. But then the whole thing with Nova trying to find Wesley happened, and then it progressed, and I was like, well, there goes my chance. But I was gonna take the sword and go into the room.
When I heard that Abby was gonna make a character that was a ranger that had a little Drake, and imbued her character with draconic powers, that's when I knew because it was originally going to be 3 people in here that were going to enter the room, and that was the requirement to wake him up. 3 draconic individuals. I was like, you know what? No, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get Abby to enter the room with her Drake.
With Wesley.
And
My betrayer son.
everything could have went fine if Owen didn't bring the body in.
Gee, thanks, Owen.
Which was the
Good
third
job.
body. But it was all I was banking on it.
We're doing great, guys.
Good
Either
job.
way, he would have
Owen.
attempted to break out if he could have, and he would have ran in. But yeah, there's a large contrast between the villains in this campaign and the villains in the other campaign. This guy is a little more ruthless and brutal, and his
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely conquest is his thing.
And yet he would still say he's helping people.
To his eyes, he's helping his dragonborn kin who are mistreated by a lot of people and by dragons primarily, as they're viewed as lesser to full dragons.
And take your beef with them, not us.
He's a demigod. His morals aren't necessarily completely in line. He just cares about getting his objective, and that's it. Through any means necessary.
Great.
God. I am very glad I did not put any more investment into Gork.
I warned you guys. I was like, well, there's a high chance you're almost all gonna die. Except for
I should
probably
never
me.
make cute little characters. I always feel. It's fine. My cute little character lived.
I was invested the
That's a
moment I
little
gave her a dead wife.
Yeah.
I've been invested because I've had her for a previous campaign that fell through.
Well,
Well,
okay,
she
there's no universes. There's
There's another universe where they're all happy.
I
No?
canonically in my head, because this is in the future, I like to think that as the door started, like the magic was broken and the door started to open, Victor like felt a shiver up his spine, and Victor was like, "Oh, someone open that fucking cave!" Future Victor closed him in and was like, "There we go, done and dusted. Level 20, I did it. Don't worry about it, guys." And then someone just like ruined it one day.
So
To be fair, I do not think Victa would make defenses that easy to penetrate.
Well, it might be like
it was
you know,
easy to penetrate, but
just the right circumstance came by.
the right circumstance came by. But I will say, this place was designed by the Azure Sanctum.
Mm. Yeah,
Fuck, my boy.
Go,
And
get over here.
The
Where's
main
our
people
party
that
at?
know about its whereabouts, Victor's one of them.
Hey, future Victor.
He's alive.
Oh.
The Grandmaster Priest for the town is also one of them, obviously, that would know about the seal's whereabouts. And not the government of Paha. The church kind of doesn't fully indulge their things with the government, since they consider themselves a high enough power that they don't need to. But the other individual would be Bob, since this place was designed by Victor and Bob to seal him.
Future Victor. I love this. There you go. Canonically,
Also,
Victor.
Bob's not dead, folks. He isn't dead by Pearl.
Not in this timeline. He's not.
Who knows?
Right.
Because if Bob ends up dying in your campaign, I could always say, well, then it was Victor and someone else. But
No.
for now,
No, you said it. It's
Bob
not
is
now.
I would say that this could not be made by Victa because Victa knows how stupid adventurers are, and and a group and a level and a group and a group and a group of 5 level 5 adventurers being able to release a demigod does not sound like something he would make.
It wasn't all because of them. The Dragonborn did a lot of pre-stuff before you entered the room.
He did a lot of fuckery on the way in.
Yeah. He just needed you guys to get in here to be the last 2 draconic forces. You just
Go
decided
ahead.
to open the door. He could have done it himself.
Well,
But-
I also noticed a distinct lack of traps, other than the.
Yeah, because
Whatever.
they were all
Of course, they're all disarmed by the.
they were disarmed already. Yep.
Fucking bitch.
On the way down.
That was a little hint that someone had already been in there.
Yeah, I like it. That's canon in my head. Victor has gave us interdimensional sending stones to one another, and he immediately contacts Kaleidoscope and is like, "Hey guys, you remember that thing that I put so much hard work into? Yeah, somebody just fucked it up. 50 years later, left it alone for 50 years. Now we're all interested in the cave."
So campaign 2, whoever ends up being part of it, would start somewhere else, but just after these events that just happened.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Alright,
little
time
Talia.
For Victa to completely coincidentally start thinking of some much more thorough imprisonment methods.
Yeah.
Don't invite me back. I'm gonna continue the bit.
Fair enough.
Look, it's Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow, it's me, the devil.
Oh my god, the tails.
The Tabaxi gets resurrected as Shadow the Hedgehog. I'm now the ultimate life form.
Like an undead.
And
No,
my
hang
social
it.
security number 69.
Wait a minute, hang on. Shadow was sealed for 50 years before, so you could find
That is
Shadow.
true.
Yes.
This was just Shadow, though he looks more like Silver, but yeah.
Oh no.
Or maybe Silver came from further in the future, and then. Or it could be Vector, and you have to suffer through this as a party.
Alright, peeps. Fun
No,
games.
it was. I'm glad Talia lived. I really didn't want her to die. In my head, a lot what I said out loud is true. I thought she's 13. She can't die down here without her story being told. She can't die.
Oh, she's so
We're all old. Most adventurers die at like 20. She hasn't made that yet.
It could have been anyone, honestly. Whoever ended up taking the blade.
Yeah.
Besides
I'm just
maybe
glad.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic
I'm
goes,
so
Sonic
glad.
goes for the blade. Is like, no, not you. It disintegrates him.
Yeah, the demigod's like, I'm sorry, I'm kind of racist. We all are. I don't like Tabaxis.
I am sorry, but I do not want to deal with copyright law.
You're really
I don't want to
towing
pay
the line.
royalties.
The one thing I do fear, the IRS.
But yeah, whoever would have taken the blade would have either been, majority of you would have been reluctant antagonists. Or it could have been no one. If no one took the blade, everyone would have died.
I'm glad that you took it, Emily.
I'm not. No.
I'm not glad that she has to be like with an evil dragon, but like I'm glad that Talia is not dead. Because I feel so bad if she had died. She's only young.
Well, no, now she has to. Now she gets to be live her life in forced servitude, bringing up a god. So
At least she gets meals.
maybe.
Questionable. At least she has Wesley.
Exactly.
Wesley will protect her, and even if he disappears, if he loses all his hit points, you can summon him back.
Oh, thank God.
He doesn't
Also,
die.
A fun fact about the blades, they while it's green now, they attune to the souls of whoever uses them, so they become specified abilities to those individuals.
Ooh.
So Talia, if ever met, will have her own transformation from the blade.
That is
I have a
cool.
Sailor Moon arc. Please give her Sailor Moon arc, Jesse. By the power of the dragon. I hate this. Do I have to do this every time, boss? Please.
Like, do you really want to fight us? No.
No.
Kind of in my contract.
She's checking her watch the whole fight. Like, yeah, when's my lunch break?
Yeah, like, when can I take the fall? What's an appropriate amount of time before I have to pretend that they've knocked me out and I can give up?
Talia's deception itself jacks up not for the reason you think. It's so she can trick other adventurers into leaving her the fuck alone.
Yeah. She's like,
No,
oh,
don't
you
go in that.
killed me.
No, my keys are in the room. No.
Oh.
I feel bad because now that I think about it, because Talia's so young, what if like the Dragon King guy takes her everywhere and everyone's like, no, we're not gonna fight a child, and then that just gives them the upper hand?
That is entirely possible.
Well, it's a problem for the future.
Okay.
It's a problem for other people.
It's okay. Level 20 Kaleidoscope can just show up and kill this demigod and not kill the child.
Who's adopting Talia? Ready to take your votes?
I feel like Castilla would adopt Talia.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
for sure.
Castilla would take one look at that child and go, that's mine.
Mine. Mine now.
that child. I need to protect them.
Oh god. Oh god, they know how to use a knife and they're angsty. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Also, this doesn't guarantee you all live, because while Victor built this, it could have been a long time ago.
Nah, no, Jesse, we
Yeah.
lived. It's fine.
Nah, no,
We're
no,
level
no, no,
PD.
no, no.
It's
Now I'm
canon
gonna
now.
have to start killing people off.
No. It's canon now. It's canon.
Fine, if you
Don't worry about
you
it.
kill Gorilla off,
Okay.
I'm just gonna bring Amy Rose in.
That's
Oh,
the
no,
threat.
no. Well,
Or bring Wally.
Wally.
Amy Rose is gonna spontaneously combust once coming into the world. Amy Rose, but she's the rogue that uses ghosts, and she has Sonic as the ghost.
My god. Wait, Alma can talk to dead?
Oh my god.
It is true. Alma can talk to dead.
We rock up here. We're just like, Sonic, please.
It's gonna be funny seeing how you guys deal with him, because he's entwined with Alma's story.
Kill.
Oh my
Yeah. Good
Bill.
guy.
You kill.
Just ping me, and I'll try to be
Yes.
available, and I'll-
Granted, it's 50 years in the past, so I don't know how accurate that could be, but if we get a future one shot, I'll ping you immediately. I'll pull you up, I'll literally call you on my phone.
Be like, hey, remember that one shot where you played Sonic the Hedgehog?
Sonic
Oh,
is
I
back.
will.
Like the hedgehog and fucking died.
I'm just gonna have in the book I make for just to have the whole story right. Like I said, I was gonna have the whole story just archived basically. The last few pages are just fun fact answers. Fun fact: Sonic the Hedgehog was actually in this world at some point, and then got brutally blowed up by the demigod of the Dragonborns.
Murdered.
And it's just gonna be a crappy drawing of Sonic the Hedgehog on the side saying, "I fucking died."
Fantastic.
No,
You did do a very nice job of doing a different design,
Yes.
but it's also kind of funny to be Sonic.
Right.
Now I feel like we gotta do really stupid designs like this for every lore inclusive one shot.
All the one shots.
We've still got to do a bunch of sorcerers, one artificer, and a cleric.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
That's one, and I have another idea. I was telling Owen, I'm coming up with an idea to make Freddy Fazbear.
Yes.
I'm going to make a Freddy Fazbear character, and its name's gonna be Frederick.
Frederick Fazbear.
I don't know how he's gonna work. I don't know what class he is, but I'm figuring it out. If I can make a ghost, I can make Freddy Fazbear.
That's so true.
With that, I apologize. I didn't realize it was 11:42. We have to get off.
All right,
Thank you, Jesse.
no problem. See you guys next week.
Yeah, see you guys next week.
Next
for
week.
a much colder session.
Yeah.
Say that.
Well,
A lot.
depends. But yeah.
Maybe.
I think
It'll
we've got a
have a-
feast next session, right? There was
Well,
food
it'll have a-
promised.
It'll have a lot less explosive ending.
Maybe.
Well,
Hey, did you hear that story about that teenager
We'll
getting
see.
indoctrinated? No.
I'll hear that story of those like 5 guys that got fucking exploded.
5 guys, birds and fries.
Oh my god.
He got a peaceful death. He said that our death could be peaceful.
I
Right?
was
He didn't-
bleeding out on the floor.
Okay, my death was peaceful.
Rosemary died peacefully too, because she had cystic
Rosemary.
Hopefully you all are in the afterlife enjoying yourselves. Maybe Talia has a few ghosts following behind her now.
She learned Speak with Dead. We're all just like, hey.
It's me.
Rosemary went and fetched her wife, and now they're following
Oh.
behind Talia.
She'll get her goddamn found family.
We'll get there
Sounds
eventually.
great.
Yep.
Dragonkin guy didn't say she couldn't have ghost friends.
That's it.
Our unfinished business is making sure this kid is safe.
Yeah,
Exactly.
love that. What is that? I'm gonna go to bed.
Farewell.
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 Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.